welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery. We made it to episode number 26, which amazes me every time I add one to that number. We got some great guests here tonight, and we're really happy to welcome back Maddie's daddy, who was unable to join us for a few weeks, but we're happy he's here. And we've got Courtney here for the first time, which is awesome. So welcome, Courtney. And the usuals, Pat S. and Dad Man, who doesn't scare anyone with his avatar, and the awesome Clobberin Times, the Kingdom Come avatar. So
I think I'm going to need Courtney to explain that background.
Sure, she wants to. Yep. That looks. Is that a flag or is that an octopus or is that?
It's not. Oh, cool.
The octopus,
Nice.
Cool.
I just couldn't tell. It was I don't know if it was snakes or whatever. Lovely. And you're muted, by the way, Courtney.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Courtney.
I was doing a whole introduction. It's actually a shower curtain to cover this empty closet thing that's behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, my roommate found this, and I was
cool.
like, "Yeah, I love it."
Being nosy, I thought it was really cool looking, so I just wanted to know what that was.
Well, if anyone's watching Resident Alien, there's Nathan Fillion is playing an octopus or voicing an octopus now on that show, so it's pretty hysterical.
I just hope my ability to mute myself doesn't get too contagious tonight to people.
I hope not. Yep. So let's say hi to the great Snortopoopas Cuber, but I'm not even going to attempt it. I can't attempt that.
I could try to tip it.
Yeah, but I think that's a sacred thing. So
I was going to say, don't do that. That's
awesome.
bad form.
I know, nobody can do what she does.
Yep. And we got Phantom Outsider here keeping a secret, which is awesome. So
the all-knowing, all-seeing. If there's one person that knows more about comics than Clobby, it's Phantom Outsider.
Well, he's a good Googler. We know that.
Eric K.
And we got the awesome Eric K here.
The great Eric K.
Yeah, Eric K.
Good to see you, Eric.
So we got.
And thank you, by the way, Steve,
tonight.
for that vote of confidence, man. I appreciate that.
Well, Clobby, I mean, you are semi all-knowing and all-seeing.
Not even close.
But
yeah, he's not an expert. What does he know, right?
Yeah.
Just give me the Blake Sevens episode in order right now, just because Phantom said he started rewatching it. So just kidding, but you could do it, right? I mean,
bore the hell out of everyone even more than I usually do. So.
I watched the first episode of Blake 7 on YouTube.
Oh, you did? Cool.
And then I found episodes 3, 4, 7, 11, but not 2.
Yeah, they're not all on there anymore. Like they took it off once, and now a few of them are on. Yeah.
Yeah. So cliffhanger,
Well, you can get them through BritBox if you sub to BritBox.
I don't subscribe.
Yeah. I'm just letting people so people know. And then what's that? Not media. What's the website?
Daily Motion.
Daily Motion.
They're not great copy. Daily Motion.
Bad quality. Yeah, but they've got them too. Yep.
I'm a new dad, and even though I make more money than I ever thought I would, it just doesn't seem to be enough when you have a baby girl. So, hey, Scuba.
Scuba's coming in. Awesome.
I only put him there. I didn't know if you'd seen him there, Mark.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. No.
I don't mind removing stupid feet. It's fun to pick on him.
No, I think his internet connection was.
He left. Oh man, I was going to mess with him.
Mark, you're on transporter duty.
Scuba,
that's terrible.
Scuba, come in. Well, I was actually loading a collective play for a joke.
Molecules are spread across the universe.
Oh my goodness gracious! Come on back.
His transporter is malfunctioning.
Hail to Captain James T. Skywalker.
Hey, how's it going?
One of the most regular crew members to show up here. And a great supporter of the channel.
Great guy.
James T.
And yes, I did put on a T-shirt in order of Dad Man.
Nice.
My brother sent me this.
Wow.
And as soon as I saw it, the first thing I thought, I was like, why is he sending me a Dad Man? It did not even occur to me.
Right?
You might be a dad, Steve.
That's pretty awesome.
That's the rumor.
Hey Steve, you know why I know that's not a Batman shirt? Because Batman doesn't have two big old guns. Damn, brother, I just gave your arms a compliment.
Oh, those guns. I thought you were talking about the new Batman where he took the gun and made the Batman.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know nothing about no new Batman, dude.
I am not catching on to anything tonight, so you'll have to excuse me. But so since the last time I've seen y'all, Maddie has learned the alphabet. And
Yay.
I was, she loves learning.
Wait, hold on. The English alphabet or the Chinese alphabet? Because I know
The English,
kid's
the
bilingual.
English,
Or both,
okay.
maybe.
The English
Okay, yeah, I was
alphabet,
gonna
yes.
I'm planning
So-
on learning that myself one day.
The Chinese or the English?
No, the English one.
For those of you
My,
who
my niece
don't,
and nephew are bilingual too, Chinese.
in which Chinese,
and-
really?
Well, they're Taiwanese, so I think it's
Oh.
Mandarin. I think.
Yes, that would be Mandarin. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Depends on who you talk to. Some people in Taiwan say that it's not Mandarin, but I can understand them and I can
Your
speak to
agonizer,
them.
please.
So,
Yep.
your agonizer, please.
Phantom Outsider, your agonizer, please.
Yep. But I was holding Maddie the other day, and she was going D, A, D, and,
Nice.
So yeah,
All
pretty good.
right.
Reading them. That's
Pretty nice
amazing.
for an 18
That's
month
cute.
old. So very
Mhm.
Yeah.
cute. If she was still awake,
Indeed.
I'd have her on my lap right now because she'd be saying hi. She's really happy and friendly. So
That would really that would increase our ratings a
Absolutely.
lot.
So your
too. Yeah,
babies.
that'd be
she's,
awesome.
well, she got me this house. I think I told that story.
Yeah, you told
Yeah.
So
You go, hey, see,
Kids are
can I
great.
borrow? I'm going to buy a car tomorrow. Can I borrow Maddie? Bring it to the line.
There you go.
yeah,
I need to take my daughter everywhere. Please. I need a
I-
deal on this.
You
I
just
swear
gotta
my
hope that they
ex-husband
don't
used
want you
to do
to
that
throw
with
her
our
in with the
dog.
deal.
Well, I think for those of you, I'm not sure who I told, who was here when I was told the story, but I was in an apartment for a year, which is way longer than I thought, but I got laid off and rehired. So, and a couple of months ago when I was looking for a house, I went in and I told them, I said, hey, I need to go month to month. And they said, well, it'll be $2,000 for the rent and plus $200 for each month that you're month to month. And just then Maddie came running in because the clubhouse is right there next to the offices. And she started saying, hi. And she just took to the manager of the complex and she said, we'll skip the $200.
Jeez.
And then also for this house, which is, I bought at the worst time, at the worst possible time. So I should have twice this house for what I paid for it, but I'm lucky to get it. And the reason that I got it was because I brought Maddie with me when we looked at it. And the 78-year-old Macedonian lady fell in love with Maddie. And she had another offer from an investment company who surely could have outbid me. But she said, no, I want that little girl to have a house to grow up in. So Clobby, if you want to take her to the car lot, she might.
I'll help you out.
Getting her back to Louisiana might be a trick, but
Now, no. In this case, the car lots is one thing I never have to worry about. With all my family in the car business. But
are they still? They still okay? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's good. Yeah. So
Clobby, do they? Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead. I don't want to
say no offense, but you always hear the people you can't trust is a car dealership, so you can trust your family.
Yeah, I grew up in the
True.
car business, so I know.
don't know. Yeah, that is true. Though I was going to ask Clobby this. My cousin, who's a really honest guy, just got promoted to a manager at one of the dealerships down here, and they're having to find other work for their used car guys to do because they don't have any used cars anymore. Nobody's trading their cars in. Right now, they're selling them because they're getting too much money, guys. So they're actually thinking about they have one dealer on the lot right now at the used lot because it's across the street. It's on the West Bank Expressway. It's across the street, and they have everybody else over there working with the new cars. And actually, one of the dealers is actually doing the detailing and stuff right now just so he can stay on payroll.
wow.
Right now, you're in the kind of a lull part for used car sales. However, my brother's lot still does very well. You can still after a couple of months, it'll go back into that phase where he can't get enough cars, and he'll be buying them at the auction every week, like he does. Pretty much buys them all over anyway. But things have changed for that business anyway. Like he sells a lot of cars online, meaning someone from another state will see one of his cars online and get a ride down here to pick it up after they make the deal over the phone. I mean,
Yeah, that's as a matter of fact, Clobby, that's what my cousin started at 5 years ago. They hired him specifically to bring cars across country. That's what he was doing. And he loved doing it, but he got married and had a kid. And he was like, I can't be on the road, 300 days out of the year anymore. So he went into management. But can you say what type of dealership your brother has, or would you rather not?
It's over there by the airport in Kenner on Veterans, but I don't want to go into bore everybody's audience here. But
okay. I wonder if my cousin
knows.
knows him, dude. He's on Vets.
He does.
Okay.
He's on Vets, and it's over there by the airport. It's he basically has two lots. One's lot, but they're split into two because he had to open one up. He had too much room. He's got a service department. It's he deals in higher dollar used cars. He buys a lot of them online, and of course sells them online as well. He's got walk up business there, of course, like all used car lots. But he goes for the nicer stuff, and sometimes they help him move cars around and pick them up and form them in places. But
yeah.
Yeah.
My daddy taught us
That's
never,
not geeking
ever, ever buy a new car. And do you know, I didn't listen to him. And when I became a teacher, I'm like, well, I'm a college graduate and all. I don't need to listen to my father anymore. I went out and bought a Toyota. Now, who would ever think a Toyota, right? You're talking like the late 90s, right? When I first got out of school and everything.
Ultra reliable.
And I was like, they are perfect, right? Dude, I got the lemon of a car. I ended up having to do all kinds of stuff. I ended up having to sue them. They ended up giving me like half the money back that I put into it and everything. And when I finally did all that, my father's like, "You ready to go buy a used car now?" I'm like, "Yeah, Pops, I sure am." And I've never owned another new car again. He taught me well.
Way to do it, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you ever listen to Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers on Car Talk, back when that was a thing, does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The radio show.
The radio show.
Yeah.
So it's Courtney. There were these two hysterical guys who were brothers on NPR until one of them died, and like people would call in and say, I bought a brand new Mercedes or whatever, and they'd be like, "Oh, did they give you a free team of sled dogs to pull it when when it breaks down or something like that?"
That's actually funny. My parents always got used Mercedes, and that was like always, they always were looking for parts. They were always breaking down. My mom wanted to look, like we had money, but they go to the auctions.
Oh, they're nice cars. I'll tell you that. When
we always had an old Mercedes. We had one that was a 240 S, and then my dad's like, "I hear a lot of noise in the back," and so it's like, and the seat started to fall down. The damn thing had rusted through, so they pulled the carpet off, and there was no floor pans left. So like we were kids are riding in the back with just our feet on the rug.
It's like the Flintstones. You could have been.
It rusted so much. It was like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, because they didn't. Back in Europe, what they did, you'd take your car in, and they, in the old days, they'd spray your car with oil every week. Just spray the undercarriage and totally coat it. They didn't care, right, about the environment or driving around. So you'd have your whole car. My dad said, that's why the Mercedes, when we came here, the Mercedes were just rusting like crazy. So but they're great cars. When you close the door, you hear that thunk.
Oh yeah.
We always had two cars too. Oh, sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm stepping all over everybody tonight. No, I was going to say my dad was one of these guys where he was like, my mom always had like, he'd go get a year or two older car and he would buy it and he would give that to my mom. And then he'd always have like a truck or a work van for himself. But he always had like, he took like great pride, like, look at this car I bought for $500, right? And he would like, he bought an old station wagon one time that was like $600, and it was like from the 70s, and we're talking like in the 90s now. And I used to hate when he'd come pick me up from school because, my mom would drop me off at this like really nice, Mercury or something like that, and Dad would pull up with his work station wagon. But one time the police pulled us over, and I was sitting in the front seat, but my little brother was in the back of the station wagon. And like you said, Mark, a hole had rusted to the bottom of the floor. And my brother, who I guess was bored, was taking like McDonald's cups and dropping them at the hole as we were driving along. So a state trooper pulled us over for litter. And and he told my dad, he's like, "I'll either write you a ticket for $500, or you can go back and pick up that trash." So he had to loop around as this trooper sat there with his lights on, and he had to pull up about 100 feet, get out, go pick up a wrapper. And he'd come in, and my brother, dude, the entire time he's just like looking down at his chest because he knew. I said, "Boy, you're lucky it's not Mom, because my mom was the disciplinary. My mom would beat the crap out of you." But my dad never put his hands on us. He just didn't believe in that. But boy, he could chill you out of a freezer, that guy. But I'll never forget that. So then the state trooper came up to my little brother, and he's like, "Did you see what your daddy had to do?" And he's like, "Yes." He says, "What are you going to do when you get home?" And he goes, tell my dad to buy a new car, and the trooper's going to laugh. And he goes, that might not be a bad idea.
That's funny.
Hysterical.
Was it one of the station wagons with like the wood paneling on the side? Or was that
Yeah, it was one of those ones with the we used to call it the guillotine because it had that seat in the back. Where
Yes,
if it
okay.
was loose,
The first
it
car
would cut your head off. Yeah, but we thought it was so
the
cool.
first
Like,
car I
let's sit in the
drove
back.
was that car, basically. I don't know exactly if it was the exact car, but my parents had me drive that because I couldn't die in it. The thing was a beast. If anyone hit me, it was just like, it was safe. But
Wow.
I didn't know that it was the car that my step grandfather had used to like tow the boat, put the boat in and out of the water. When you put it in reverse, it beats like a school bus or like a truck. And I had no idea. I drove it to school the first time, and I was not popular anyway. And I'm backing out at the end of the day, and all you hear is beep, beep, beep. I was just there no more. But it became like everyone knew I was somewhere then.
And let's say hi to the great Scuba Pete.
Hail Scuba
Hey,
Pete.
Scuba
To the Raquel
Hi.
Intro.
Little
They
technical
called him
difficulty.
Scuba Pete. Yeah, do
Scuba.
it, Bobby.
How are you
I had
doing?
to call him Scuba Pete. Well, I had
The
to
man who
Right.
has more toys than me, which is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't.
I
Yeah,
am
but you
surrounded.
know Tony Nasser. That's where I know your name from.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm making the connection. Cool. Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Great to have you,
This is the
Meet you,
Scuba.
Courtney.
First time I've been on with Scuba Pete too. It got me down as Maddie's daddy. If you don't know me, Steve Mitchum.
It is
from,
the Steve Mitchell.
The only, the one and.
Let's hope there's
Yeah.
only one. Yeah.
Now, there are a few others, but I didn't want to mention them.
Actually, there are a couple, and I hope they don't like cheat on their taxes or anything. Because Courtney, but these two guys on NPR, they were brothers, and they worked in the auto industry forever. And then so people would call them up with these questions, and they always knew the answers. Well, I remember this one, and it was a station wagon. It said, and I forget the make and model. But he said, when I get between 62 and 68 miles an hour, there's a whistle. It sounds like somebody's blowing a whistle. And these guys, and they're from Harvard Yard and Boston. They say, "Let me ask you, is there a luggage rack on this car?" Yeah. He said, "The screws have worked themselves loose. And so when you get up to 62 miles an hour, the luggage rack lifts up just enough." And
They would know everything. Wow.
and they were always right. But one thing that, and this is kind of circling back to whoever, I think it was Pat S. actually. A woman called in and said, "I think you should always buy a used car. And my husband says always buy a new car." And so the guy goes, "You got to be a moron to buy a new car." He said, "You drive it off the lot." This was back in the 90s. You drive it off the lot, you lost $2,000.
Yeah, it depreciates 2,000 to 3,000 even now.
Yeah, so probably more now, yeah.
And I almost crashed a new car getting off the lot too once. So then
I
it's
did
really,
too.
yeah,
I
like
did
really
too.
expensive. Yeah, it's like look out.
I didn't know how like horsepower was going to have it. It was not like the older car I had, and it was like, like fly.
Oops.
I had a
So bad.
salesman. I had a salesman once offer me the keys to test drive a new car for the weekend, and I looked at him like he was insane. I'm like, I'm not taking that thing off the lot for
Yeah,
a
no way.
weekend. Anything happens to it, then I buy it. No.
Like Ferris Bueller's
Yes.
Day Off.
Say, does your
Ferris
insurance
Bueller.
cover it? Yeah.
So Phantom here said his car, his dad bought a Yugo. Oh my god, I remember the Yugo. But back when we were graduating from college, and they had all these ads like a sport Yugo, and if anyone remembers here, it was like a VW Bug, but a horrible car.
Yeah.
So it was like
Terrible.
it was like didn't go, and it was like overweight. I can't believe it. He says it was stopped for doing 120 in the parkway.
Wow.
That had to have been
No way it could
downhill.
go that fast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
no.
But I got to tell a story. My buddy Rob, God rest his soul, he had a Hyundai, 1986 Hyundai. Looked like the AMC Pacer. It was like the first Hyundai. Nothing like those nice Hyundais today. And
Yeah.
he put a turbocharger in it somehow. He bought like a turbocharging kit for this Hyundai, and he would take it to the track and like drag, just to see how fast it could go. It wasn't, racing, but you could rent time at like, the track and take your car on there. So the car had like a top speed of around 120 or whatever. So Rob gets pulled over on 95 for doing like, 100 or 110 or whatever. So of course he goes to court and he brings the car and driver. He's like, goes to the judge. He's like, Your Honor, is like, my car only has a top speed of 88 miles an hour. The cop must have gotten someone else on the radar. There's no way I could have been doing, 120 or whatever. So the cop's like, case dismissed,
I give you exhibit
You could
A.
get some of those cars going really fast. My only new car, the car I was talking about, was a Dodge Neon, like 1995. I swear I had that thing up to like 120 numerous times. That thing was like a little Barbie Ferrari. It had like plastic bumpers.
Yeah, those neon tips some odd colors too. They were like Barney purple and like
I had
Coast
red.
Guard
I didn't get
orange
one
and
like
stuff.
yeah.
Barbie.
Some of them were really bad.
Well,
I
Mark,
got red.
we got to show pictures of Yugos. No, sorry, Yugoslavia, but
Mark,
You go screw yourself.
Mrs. before I ever met her said the same thing. She said she got pulled over, a car came past her, but the sheriff got her. And then when the guy finally looked at the car she had, and she said, "You must have caught another guy next to me," and he suddenly realized his mistake and just said, "Okay, just go on, don't do it again." Oh, and by the way, we also had years ago, probably when the kids were smaller, so it's been quite a while. We had this game called In Our Country. So when bad drivers annoyed us on the road, we came up with, in our country, you get a Yugo. Well, you get a Yugo. So any bad driver, we gave them a Yugo.
Sounds like the unluckiest Oprah audience ever.
Right? Yeah.
Well, don't drive in our way. Don't annoy us on the road. Yeah.
Well,
I like
You
the way
mentioned-
the Yugos look. I don't know. Don't
look
What
how
year is
gorgeous
this,
that
Mark?
car is.
What year is this?
it's not as cute
Well,
as
my-
a Pacer.
Early 90s, I think, right?
Probably so.
Yeah.
19.
Remember the scene
Pacer had
in
style.
remember the scene in Die Hard with a Vengeance when they get into the Hugo?
Yeah, that's right. They're going to a
It's love it.
Yugo.
Oh, I love
Freaking
that movie.
hysterical.
Wow.
It's just such a horrible car, but it was just cheap.
$4,000.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
those wheels. Looks like a
Yeah.
go-kart.
Hey, nowadays I'll take anything cheap. Hey.
Yeah, I think my Neon when I bought it was like 8,000 brand new.
The problem was it was a piece of POS though.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, that's the problem.
yeah, the guys lifting it up there. If you
Wow.
got
Is that guy picking his up?
yeah, they're picking it
Two-
up.
yeah.
That's
Two guys.
amazing.
Changing tires is a breeze.
I think that guy in the back is Mark.
I could just
Yeah.
picture Scuba Pete and Clobbering like in that picture, pushing the car like that.
But those are like normal sized dudes. They're not like big old bodybuilders. So
Yeah.
it was a very light car.
Put a
Yeah.
real
Wow.
engine in the back. Oh my god.
Must have been very stable.
There
That's
you
a
go, Phantom. There's the car. Yeah.
Well, it looks like crap.
Yeah, it was a POS. Yeah, it was really bad. But I
Wasn't
guess,
there
yeah.
a movie in the '90s where there was a cop and he kept crashing his car? He did something, so they ended up giving him a Yugo, and that was like his car to have to drive. Or
Could be. See, the Pacer had personality, it had style. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Wow, the pacer.
There's the telephone one. Is that a Yugo too?
Remember, that's why it was cool when they had the Pacer in Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was a pacer. Yeah.
Yeah, Pacer was great. Yeah,
That's a lot of glass too. Boy, you getting a wreck with that sucker?
yeah. Here's
Remember the?
the
Oh yeah. Remember the Gremlin?
Pacer and the
Mhm.
Gremlin. Yeah,
If you got tapped. if
Oh,
you
the
got tapped on
convertible
rear-
reminds me of like a little rabbit convertible.
That's right, Gremlin.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
does.
oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, there's personality in that car. Something
I
about
would
30
not want to
grand now?
replace the glass on that. That must have cost
Yeah.
a fortune.
30
Didn't that have
grand.
a
now.
rotor? Did that have a rotary engine?
That's Mazda had the rotary engine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This was
What
an
does that
AMC.
mean?
It's a Wankel
It's an
engine, and that's not a bad word. It's called named after Wankel, so
Wankel,
it's got a triangular piston in the middle.
It's a wankle.
And it,
Well,
it-
I
it
did not know
rotates.
that.
this
I
is
love
the
the way
wank-
the Mark threw the disclaimer right in as he said it.
That's
Yeah,
not
And
a
then
bad
he's
word.
audio.
piston. I don't know. It's like,
So here's the, I'm not wankling tonight. So here's the so you've got this
You bloody
the
like
chambers. Here's the exhaust port, intake port. So the rotary cylinder rotates around the center shaft unit. The combustion chamber changes sizes. So here's how it. I'm the engineering nerd, so this is how it works with the. So it doesn't really get great gas mileage, but here's
that's
actually
cool. I
a
didn't know
picture of
what
it.
that was.
Where
I
does
never
the-
heard of that.
Different, yeah.
Where does the hamster push from? I was a little unclear on that last diagram.
Hamster wheel.
Yeah,
Now, there's a little dinosaur in there, and every time you look, you open it up, he looks, well, it's a living.
Oh, it takes 1.1 gigawatts.
There goes the. So if Arwen was here, she would have asked if I was putting Astrolube in that. Remember that that night?
Oh yeah.
Well, I haven't seen Arwen in forever. I miss Arwen. She had
Hopefully
such
she'll
a
Good
be.
at
She
Pat
said she was going to
Stevens'
try to be
channel.
back.
She's there all the
Look at
time
that.
helping out with that
Lives
Canadian
over
stuff going on.
So here's how it works. So look at how cool that is. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that's
I
neat.
don't
It
know,
looks like a
Mark. That
little
looks like
cake.
something that would break pretty
It's like a
easily.
creepy
to me.
baby.
Well, it's supposed to be the future. I think GM, Clobbertum's right. I think GM was toying with the idea too and then pulled it. So, but that's our geekery and car geekery, I guess. Yeah.
people that had them swear by them.
Yeah. No, Mazda still makes them. Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Hey, Mark,
I
what
thought
happened to that engine that ran on water?
never, the guy got killed, right? Yeah. Can't have someone
Yeah.
producing
He
an
went on
engine
like
in water.
he went on
You mean
real
Keanu Reeves?
people. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Guy got killed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. No.
What is that? Is that red car, a Lamborghini?
That looks like
can't tell.
it looks like a
Corvette.
Yeah,
That's
it must be
Corvette,
a
yeah.
custom Corvette.
Yeah, now that I see it close.
It looks like a concept car.
And then here's a Vega, I guess that we had one of these. We had a Chevy Vega.
Wow.
What do you think of the Novas?
Nova.
Old
Nova.
Nova. Which Nova is you talking about?
Does everybody get that joke? The
Oh, yeah.
Nova?
No.
Nova.
It's Spanish for
Nova.
doesn't go.
Oh, I was thinking
I
Planet.
took
I was thinking-
French. I wish I'd taken Spanish.
I was thinking Planet of the Apes when you said that. So.
Oh,
Nova.
no, that's that's the unfortunate name. Is it in Spanish-speaking countries? Nova doesn't go.
Nova.
Oh, that's funny.
All these old cars.
Yeah, so we had this
This
car.
looks like I'm watching. Looks like I'm
Oh,
watching
you
an
that one? I
episode
love
of.
it.
Looks like I'm watching an episode of the Rockford Files.
So my mom had this car when we were kids. So
Well, pop culture.
and we had hey Pop Culture Republic. Great to see. I think
Pop culture.
and,
Hello.
and this was we had like a gold. So the thing, geeking out on cars now. They had aluminum heads in this car, and then everyone was destroying, not changing the oil, keeping the oil too low. They're overheating,
And they
so
warp.
they warped. So
Right.
it was a big disaster for GM.
Yeah.
But
Call that a station wagon.
yep. So we had that. It was pretty cool station. I thought my mom was rocking in this car. I think we had a 2-door or 4-door.
A
Can't
two-door
remember.
Those are
wagon.
good-looking station wagons.
Speaking
Yeah.
of the Fantastic Four, my father was Reed Richards because we could be in the very, very back of that thing, and his hand would stretch out to slap us 9 feet away.
And he grabbed you. Yeah.
My dad was always into the old, really cool, fancy cars. He was ridiculous. He had like a. It's not a. I think it was a 1963 Roadster. I have a picture of it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It wasn't the Gullwing. It was something that was right around that same time.
And
A 190, the Mercedes 190,
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think so.
the Mercedes
Oh.
190. Yep. Here we go.
And does he still get
Yes.
calls saying that his factory warranty is about to expire?
Well, no, there's actually a different story about it. He when I was whatever, he went away when I was a child, and when I was in elementary school, and so the car went away too, and he saw his car in Car and Driver while he was away, and it was going for like $300,000. Yep,
Wow.
it looks like
Well, there was the
one
one,
kinda down-
the 190 was the 4-cylinder. It
bottom
was like
right.
the cheap. It was the cheap version of the
Here, let me show you.
300 SEL, 300 SL. And of course, no offense, but my dad, European, so he said that was the biggest piece of shit Mercedes that they ever made. So no offense, but it was a
Wow.
cheap. He hated it. It was like a cheap version of the 300. So it was like
Oh,
That's just
I
what my
don't
dad
take
said,
any
but it's a
offense to
gorgeous
that.
car. That's a-
That car right there on the left, the one with like the bubble things over the lights, that's what I call them, like the bubble eyes or whatever. My dad
Yep.
had a 56 Benz also that looked like that.
Cool. That's
It
cool.
had no seat belts, and it had like a button that you pulled to like turn it on.
My first 2 cars seatbelts were optional.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Wow.
could take the.
Yeah.
I have a 65 and a 66 Mustang, and I could pull the seatbelts out of them, and say they're optional. Apparently, you're okay with that.
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah, I have a 67, and there's. I got to add the shoulder harness, but it had lap belts. But a lot of people think the lap belts will do you more damage than the shoulder. Just maybe not having one, and then. And then like you read the literature on the Mustang, it's like inside absorbing door handles, and the door handles are like, this big, like it's going to do anything. Yeah.
But
somebody, don't you still have both of those Mustangs? See?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah, most of them. I mean, yeah, one of them's right parked. See, I'm pointing because I know y'all can see that.
Yeah, it's right over there.
One of them's
shake our heads.
One of them's in the drive. Yeah, they both need tons and tons of work, but. I would like to restore them and give them to Maddie one day or something.
That's
well,
cool.
Kids want
not as her first car though.
Right.
The town I just moved from in Colorado had a Mustang rally every year, and they would line up so many Mustangs down on the main road there. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Walk around, look at the engines, look at the insides and everything.
There was a thing in when I lived in Reno called Hot August Nights.
Nice.
And it was a car. It was like, well, I'd say it was a car show. It was the whole town of Reno, all the way up to Virginia City. Yes, the one from Bonanza. Just classic cars from.
Love Bonanza.
I don't know if they had model. They may have had some Model A's, but I would go back and look at these 65 Mustang, 66, all the way to 72, and they were just. You could eat off the engines. They were just so
gorgeous. Yeah,
the bolts were all chromed and shine. It was just beautiful. So,
so you probably had to. Sorry, yeah. There's no.
Culture's like, what?
What's going on here? All right. So we're gonna make this entertaining. So
we'll have to switch to science fiction, fantasy.
There's my daughter with my Mustangs about 20 years ago.
Oh, that's right. That's a 69.
It's a 67. Yeah.
7.
67,
wow. Yeah. 7, yeah, I saw the
So nice. That's me with the car in '86. Yep.
Wow, check you out, all muscular.
Wow. The old Mustang. Yep.
That's
what
awesome.
happened? What happened to the not the quarter panel, the fender?
Well, I took them off. I redid everything. I just stripped it down and yep.
Story.
Yep. Okay. So I took it all and I put new fenders on. Yep. So and I just drove it like that. It was cool.
Look at those freaking guns you had. Holy crap!
Right?
Yeah, I told you I was a weightlifter
with his hands.
Yeah. What did you say you used to bench, like 400 something like that?
No, 330 was my highest ever. Yep.
Okay.
And that's my buddy Rob. 5'11", probably shorter now. I'm rounder now. But it's my buddy Rob who helped me with the car. So I think we got a couple. I didn't take that many pictures of the car. Oh, there's this Hyundai in the back.
Everyone wasn't walking around with a camera phone back then. Of course,
yeah,
not.
Everybody noticed the Mustang. He's running the wrong way. If you're in a race, he's running right to left. He's running backward.
And there's my Mazda of the Apocalypse and my grandmother's Jetta there. Yep. But yeah, so I only have like 5 pictures of the car. Back then when I was working on it, then I drove it to college. But then I changed the fenders. The fenders were shot, but I took everything down to the, ground. Went with the wire brush. Took everything down to the bare metal there, and then redid everything from scratch. Redid the suspension. So it's a 6-cylinder, so it's so easy to work on. So
did you reseal the seams?
Yeah, everything's all spray coated and resealed, and
because up there you guys get a lot of salt and stuff.
Oh yeah, it just destroys it. So my grandmother drove this car around for years, and of course, look, hey, what's in the back window there?
What?
The bumper sticker. What's in the back window there?
Can
anyone read that? It's Batman. It's a Batman. It's a Batman bumper sticker in the back window.
Oh, nice.
Stuff. I don't know if I can zoom in, but yeah.
Wow, look at those tires.
Is that a classic car plate on it on the back, or
not there? Actually, that was grandma's car plate. So everywhere she'd go, everyone would ask her to. And she was like 5 feet tall on a good day. So everyone would ask.
That was
her
my grandma was so short too. She was so cute.
Can we buy the car? So that's everything all taken apart. Yeah, this is the Sunday Night Geekery, the car segment, but yeah, so it's a new fenders.
I love talking about cars.
Yeah,
yeah. I was saying we should segue into the fantastic car and
yeah.
Well, yeah. Show some all the cool TV cars.
Yeah,
that's the only picture I have of it finished like that. So I should, today you take like 1 million pictures and videos and everything, and
right. Yeah.
Your springs sure are shiny.
Yeah.
You're lucky you still have these pictures, though.
Yeah.
I had like a fire in 1998, and I remember I had all my pictures in like a trunk, like an army trunk kind of thing. You keep everything in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I will never get those pictures back because I don't even think they were putting them on like CD disc back then.
Wow.
No.
Now you have everything is like backed up,
Yeah, so I scanned them all. Yeah, that's the first Mustang prototype.
That was
That's the worst. Yeah, and that's I think one of the first Mustang, either the millionth Mustang or the first. I can't remember what. It's in the Ford Museum.
For those of
my brother had a Mustang and crashed it. He crashed into a cop car the first time he drove it. He was going like 100 miles per hour. Yep, into a cop car head on.
Ouch!
He's not the smartest. He wasn't
not the smartest. Yeah.
Is that a Vetter also or a Corvair?
I think that here. Let me put it back up. I think that was a Corvette. I think it was a Billy Mitchell exhibit at the Ford Museum. Nice. Believe it or not, but I think that's Billy Mitchell, the designer of the Corvette Stingray.
It looks like a shark.
The Stingray. That's what the Mustang was. The Mustang was Lee Iacocca's attempt to compete with the Stingray, but he wanted to make it more for a sports car that you could put groceries for kids in the back seat with.
Look who's here, man!
And
Nicholas.
Clobbering time. Mark D.
Awesome,
How you doing?
Awesome.
Steve. Oh my God. Pat S. Dadman. Courtney. Hello.
Awesome.
Hello.
Nick.
We got the guys
Nick has officially been on everybody's show this weekend. So he has not stopped. He was broadcasting Saturday morning at like 5:30 a.m.
What?
We're still going. Yeah,
I was up for 23 straight hours at that point in time. 23 straight hours. That was awesome.
Wow.
Did you make it into work?
Oh, I didn't work the next morning.
Okay.
It's a good thing I didn't.
If you had to go in.
I was just say I don't think you'd be up for that long if you had. Well, who knows? You're young.
Well, I have gone to work, at 7 a.m. the next morning after being up overnight completely. Like one time I had a wild night in the south side of Chicago, and then I went to work the very next morning, did a 7 to 3. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how did I do that? Or I had another time where I was working third shift and I got out at 7 a.m. And then after 7 a.m., I went to the Vans Warped Tour, which starts around 11 a.m. and that goes on to like 6, 7 p.m. And then after that, I went down to the city to catch a show in downtown. And then after that show, I went to another show. And then when I got pizza after that, and then I was partying with a bunch of guys, just raging, slamming beers, eating pizza. And then we partied until the afternoon on the third day. That was.
You sound like me in my 20s, like going from here to here, and especially the Warped Tour stuff once that came around, because I always was at the Warped Tour events. I had a lot of friends that played there. How did we do it? I don't know. I used to work all day and then bartend.
Still do it. I'm amazed I can still do it. I always tell people, as long as you apply to yourself,
I can stay up.
I feel like it can be done.
I didn't stay up. I just would fall over if I was having to work. No sleep.
I mean, I kind of had a coma earlier today. Me and my girlfriend, we went to go get we went to a local Mexican joint in the area, and we ate really good. Like I got the tamales, and I got a margarita. She got a daiquiri and a bunch of tacos. She got the chorizo tacos. I think her meal was even better than mine. But that said, though, my tamales were good. But like I looked at her, I'm just like, I don't always go to a coma, but when I rise up, I'm gonna rise up like the Undertaker. Seriously, it was, dude. Like I came into the place, I was like wobbly because I was just like, it's such a coma from the food. I'm like, okay, I will come back in another lifetime, but here I am.
Nice, you made it.
Yeah.
Well, I had curry in a hurry tonight, and I'm still here. It's an Indian restaurant that's close by. It's called Curry in a Hurry. It's good stuff. Yeah, I didn't have anything too spicy, but yeah, gotta love that naan bread. Naan or naan? I'm not sure how to say it, but naan. I mean, I can eat a lot of that naan.
Oh, dude, naan bread is good.
Oh, well, especially with the cheese, it's almost like a pizza delight.
Dude, have you had garlic naan bread though?
Yeah, we got that tonight. I ordered a couple of garlic, a couple of regular. Yeah, the garlic is
nice, dude. Garlic naan bread is great.
Hey, Nick, were you the one that liked the Dots home style pretzels?
Yeah, dude.
I actually came across them, and I've got a bag here with me tonight.
Which kind?
pretty
What
good.
flavor do you got?
It's just the original season.
Oh, the original
twist.
pretzels?
Yeah.
Okay, the pretzels are good, but wait
Yeah.
till you get to their version of the Cheetos or the Southwest pretzels. Trust me, you're
Okay.
gonna transcend to a higher place like that you've never been to. Like
Okay.
you're gonna move between
Smack
dimensions.
Nirvana.
You're gonna go from you're gonna be hopping from Simpsons to Futurama is what
Well,
you're gonna be doing.
That's fine. Well, I had never seen them before where we are down here. This is the
Yeah.
first time I've seen them in the store, so they're
Good.
definitely different. They're pretty good. I like them. So if I see the others,
Did you
I'll
say
definitely
Dots?
tip them. Dots.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll go. I still got a bag. Let me go get it.
Yeah, show a picture. Yeah, you got to get commission, and
Hey,
then
Mark, we're back
That's right,
on food
yeah.
again. Sorry.
yeah, that's okay. But then this is tying in the car. This is thanks to the dad man. So this is tying in the cars and Batman.
These are all my
So here-
favorite subjects, like cars. Oh, Batman too, and food. I mean,
Oh, wait till you see this
Yeah.
one.
Purple Green 78 Dodge. It's ready for the Batman villain. Yep.
Yep, the Missouri State
Gotham
Troopers
City.
put out an alert.
oh, that
There
is
it
so funny. That's an actual. Oh my god.
It happened
Yeah,
over the last few weeks.
Well, here, let me go Google
Wow.
that. So that's
All
the
right.
That's too
All right.
funny.
Oh, this bag's almost empty. I gotta get more in the morning. Oh boy, that's not good. I don't like a low bag. Dots home style. These are the cheese curls. This is their version of the Cheetos. And
Okay.
dude, they blow the franchise brand Cheetos away. It's
That much
not
better?
even close.
Not even
it's
close?
substantially better. This thing is like sometimes I had to make sure I don't eat the bag itself because it's so good. Like I had to remind myself that the bag is not food. And also
Where do they?
I found
Where are
some-
they
I
from?
found some chocolate Dunkaroos too now. So I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, they have chocolate now?
Yeah, they got chocolate now.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
because dude, I got the vanilla. The vanilla
Yeah.
weren't that great. They were okay.
Nick always makes you hungry.
Yep. Make
But,
sure you get licked inside of that bag. Yep.
Let me read the story. Dot's homestyle pretzels are a special family snack created many years ago by Dot herself in her home kitchen. We're a family-owned business as well as a proud member of the Pride of Dakota brand, with bakeries located in North Dakota, Arizona, and Kansas. We strive to grow our pretzel brand far enough so anyone who would like to enjoy them can, and that seems to be Dot herself right there. So.
nice.
Hi, Dot.
Which is not that old.
Hello.
She's not that old, actually.
Hi, Dot.
But she created a grand slam with this shit. This shit's like
Good.
it's like I'm eating the World Series
Well,
in the
it's
bag,
got to be that much
Cheese
much
curls.
better for you to give it that kind of endorsement, right? So
dude.
Well, it's like I said,
I
I,
can
You're
feel
making
the
me hungry.
endorsement.
I have never
You are the
seen this
connoisseur.
brand down here. I've never seen it before down here, and I can't remember where I stumbled upon it. It might have been actually, it might have been a Walmart, I think maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Dude,
that's
get it.
amazing.
And when you buy it, like just spend your money. Don't think about the cost. Don't think about
The cost a
can I
little bit more,
afford
but it's
this?
worth it.
Just get it. Just don't think about decisions. Just do
well,
it.
like these
if
that are
you-
just
if
regular
you-
pretzels. Yeah, they're
yes. If
they're
you
not
have
regular
money,
pretzels.
yeah. If you have money, just spend it. So
You're going to spend it on something anyway. Why not?
yes. That's what you're.
I
gonna do
try and eat
anyway.
gluten free and have to pay extra for everything. So
Oh,
Now
yeah.
I have to make up
Yeah.
for you. I have to make up for you now. So now I gotta
Well, no,
eat
I
even
I
more
eat
gluten.
I do eat gluten. I just try to stay like low, like pretty much gluten free, just because it's
see.
anti-inflammatory. But
Well, I'm the glutenizer.
I will try those.
I'm the glutenizer. So I'm gonna get a new political movement called the pro gluten movement going. We are gonna make gluten. We're
The
gonna make
gluten
gluten
party.
great again.
The gluten
yeah.
gluttons.
Yeah.
Is that
you know,
good
for
for your?
people that have like intolerance, it's a real deal thing. But I don't
Oh,
have
yes,
the
for
intolerance. It's just
celiacs.
it causes inflammation.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
have like another thing that is like that. So you try and stay low on that, but
Nick,
those
is
I
that
want to try.
Nick? Is that
I
diet
believe
good
you
for
if
your?
you say they're good.
Is that diet good for your glutes?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Like I can feel like my
Sorry.
gluten sense is enhancing, man. Like it's just like wow. Like I feel like a true gluten for punishment now. So
Yes.
That's a Scuba Pete joke right there. That's good.
oh, also I got this
So good.
Maker's Mark in here. Maker's Mark. I did a little dash of Coke as well. So
Mhm,
everything
Dr.
totally
Strange.
healthy here. Everything's
Nice.
totally healthy here.
Yeah, I
so.
love that cup, that glass, man.
Nice.
Oh, dude, right? It's a beautiful.
I'm
magical.
glad you're putting booze in it because you've been drinking out of that sucker since Friday night. So at least you can.
I swear I washed it
For a couple of months now.
Oh, I would have told you if I did wash. I would have been honest. But
That's true.
I'm actually, as far as like at home, me and my girlfriend are really good about having the sink not filled with 800 dishes. We're really good about that. So if there's one thing we're good about is not having a sink filled with dishes. So luckily we're good about that one thing, because all it takes is for one person to ruin it. You have like a whole stack of dishes and the water's overflowing. Everyone's afraid to put their hand in there. It's like a horror story. But no, we're good about that. We've only had a flowing sink once. It wasn't because it was our fault. It was because we had some pump issue with the whole lining around this area. So if it's not our fault, that's a victory.
The worst is when you have like a pots and stuff in the sink, and then someone puts a glass in there, and then you dump the pot, and you don't realize that.
I hate that.
Yeah.
We pretty much use paper plates. I know it's not good for the environment. Sorry. But it just keeps it cleaner here. I was just gonna say, I haven't had a Coca-Cola probably in longer than I've had alcohol, and I'm coming up on 5 years, guys. 5 years without a drink of alcohol.
Nice.
Wow. But I haven't had soda
Apparently,
longer than that.
Apparently, if you have Coca-Cola nowadays, it makes you less white. So, I don't know how that works, but I don't know how to apply the logic there. But you can ask Coca-Cola; they know something. They know something about that I don't.
I could use some help because
Yeah, me too. I'm tired of getting sunburned just because I bring the garbage in. Enough of that.
Yeah, that's me.
Spontaneously combust, right? Yeah, just and hail to Mandel Merck. Yep, thanks for joining us for this crazy episode of Sunday Night Geekery, where we talk about cars and food and all this good stuff. And here, let's show the Joker car that the police wanted to put an APB out for.
Oh my
nice!
God.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
That's amazing.
From the movie, so they put out APB here. Thank you for Dad made the sending us this. So.
That's great.
They accidentally sent it. That's
yeah. Didn't intend to, but hey. So Mark,
like
you're one of the first people I thought of with this one.
That is a classic. That's just so classic. Yeah.
Hey, maybe Steve Mitchum has that car somewhere.
He does. I didn't mean to rat on you, Steve. Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Yeah.
Right?
I just realized my window's open. Next week's so cold.
So
it's only like 20-something degrees here.
When I left, you were talking about pretzels, and now you're talking about the Joker.
The Joker car, yeah.
The Joker car that they signed.
Yep.
Well, they were testing the system. Apparently, according to the article, they were testing the system, and it was not intended to go out for public dissemination, but they hit the wrong button, and so it went out.
They hit the bat signal button instead of.
Yeah, apparently they did. Yeah.
That's hysterical. Yeah.
The director of the studio that I used to work for was born rich and was very driven, and had 32 cars, including the Keaton version of the Batmobile.
The 89.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've got that. But it's a Lego.
Yeah. No, he let one of the artists drive it.
Wow.
I had that.
I got that.
I got that. Yeah. Where's my bat?
Wow, that's nice.
Oh, here. I have my Batmobile right here. I got one too.
That's a great Batmobile, but it's not 66 level for us. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
It's not, but it's number 2. It's number 2, I think.
Is it number 2 though? Is it really?
I think it's number 2.
There have been about 1,000 Batmobiles.
Wasn't I think it's like a Ford Fairlane or something.
No, but I'm saying it's the second best. My opinion,
dude.
66
90s animated
89.
Come on,
all right, that's
90s
number 3.
Animated series. Oh,
that's number 3.
Sorry, I will always be partial to the Adam West Batmobile.
That's what we're saying.
Yep.
But it only got up to like 35 miles an hour. They had to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but who else has a car like this? Come on.
Oh, that's nice.
What is it?
It's an Enterprise Matchbox.
Oh, wow.
It's Kirk
At first I thought it was Ecto 1.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
That is cool. I'm not even checking, but that's
Why
cool.
does that look like a hearse? I guess, yeah. First thing I thought was a hearse. So,
come on, I gotta get a better web camera. But I guess
it's hard to get the focus.
Yeah. The focus, yeah. Get one of those fixed ones. But yeah, the graphics pretty cool. Hey, Kal-El. And Tim Hayes.
Tim Hayes. Tim Hayes.
Another Steve M. Kal-El,
Yeah.
another Steve M.
Indeed, yes, that's right. Got
Oh,
some
hey,
Steve.
Tim Hayes.
Got a lot of Steve
what is that?
going on.
The Scooby Doo?
That's C3PO.
I was going to
Yeah.
say.
My vision.
Oh yeah,
is
those
so
are the. They're doing quite a few of those releases.
Yeah. So I keep these on my desk because why not? There's another C3PO. I gotta show these to Drunk if Drunk 3PO ever shows up again.
Those are cool.
Oh, that's nice.
So see, I have
Tim
like 30
Hayes.
cars on my desk. Yeah, hey Tim Hayes.
I haven't seen you. Long
Good to
time
see
no
there,
see,
Jim.
buddy.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
Well, a few years ago, when we kept going down to Disney, they had some. I think they were the Match Park cars, but they morphed Disney characters into the cars themselves, like 3PO, stormtroopers. They were elongated bodies, but there was a huge assortment of them.
The 3PO was an overweight ball of grease. No, wait, that was
You were
that'd be the
blow
R2.
R2
that'd be R2, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a
No.
Call
scary
me a
one.
mindless philosopher.
Real weight glove beast.
So when we do the Wolverine review, I can show that.
Hey, there you go.
You're gonna show that when we do our really serious Wolverine review.
What would you prefer? Yellow
He's the
spandex?
best as what
Yes,
he does.
I would.
Yeah.
That's
I'm the best.
hysterical.
I'm the best car at what I do.
And then this is a cool one. Purple
What he does is-
Valkyrie.
Hold up. I just pieced something together. Between Wolverine saying that quote, you know who else says something like that that's Canadian? Bret Hart from WWF. Because Bret Hart would say the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Yeah.
It must be like a Canadian thing where they're just the best.
I love the Hart brothers. That was so sad when Owen.
Oh,
it's
I
horrible,
know.
yeah.
I make Dr. Doom. Now I can finally see it. Nice.
Oh my God. I make house calls.
Make house calls.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I know why he's driving an ambulance, but that's
Yeah, Dr. Doom
Doom.
driving an ambulance. Hmm.
Yeah, and then here we got
With the Latvian embassy, no doubt.
here's the. I mean,
There you go.
they made
Nice.
all these Matchbox cars. It was like
Matchbox.
Plastic horse.
Hot Wheels. Well, Hot Wheels did it too. They make all
Is
these
this Hot
cars
Wheels
with just.
or-
I think it's Hot Wheels, isn't it?
let's
They made all
see.
these cars with with superhero logos and stuff. Hot Wheels have been doing it. I got a few of them, but they're gimmicky kind of.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, that's not Hot with Maestro or Mastro.
I mean, yeah, but the Hot Wheels has done it. I know
This-
others
yeah,
have
yeah.
too.
But of course, I'd be in the store, and be like, the wife
have
would
a
be
few of the
like,
Hot
"What did
Wheels
you
ones.
buy? What did you buy now?" It's like,
You know, some of these new ones recently, these Hot Wheels are getting the ones that are based on IPs and stuff. They're expensive. They're not like $2 anymore or $3.
they're $5.
I-
Yeah,
Oh no, yeah,
I
that's
got-
$5-6.
I got the Super Friends Batmobile because he's had to, and it was like $7. Oh, I got the Aston Martin from Bond when that
Yeah.
stupid new movie came out, just because I wanted to have that one. And it was
I got that one
$7.
too, dude.
You got
Yeah.
that one? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
yeah. And this one, like now, what they're doing, they're putting chips on the bottom. They blow this shit up. So
Louis,
there's actually a
shut
chip.
If somebody steals it,
Blew
Not
that shit up.
pretzels.
Yeah, it would
They're not
attaches.
pretzels?
What the hell?
So there's
What?
a chip in it, so you can play a game on your tablet, and you have the car in the game on the tablet,
Wow.
which is wild. So
let's
it's
play
Hot
with the
Wheels.
cars.
Why?
So when you buy the car, then you get the car in the virtual world. So you can
Yeah.
get all the different Batmobiles, and then you can play. It's a kids game, and then the more you race, you get better tires, better wheels, and stuff. But
Weird,
it's,
wild stuff.
Like,
so Scuba Pete, any new toys lately, or what's
What you
your
got
toy
there,
report?
bro?
You gotta have something
Oh,
new,
you
right?
knew it.
I knew you'd ask.
I like how
Yeah.
Mark primed the pump. He's like, "Oh, look
Ooh.
at these cars. I wonder if Scuba Pete has it."
What did you buy now?
There we go, Masters of the Universe.
Yep,
Wow.
this is Motu
Wow.
Origins Stridor. So these are hitting your Walmarts and Targets in large force. But
Cool.
bigger
Yeah,
than
just
the
got-
original, and some other
Mhm.
newer,
That's
cooler
cool.
features, posable. Oh yeah. And I
That's-
went on
that's-
a
That's
toy
new, huh?
hunt. That's new. Now we're gonna go old.
Ooh,
Oh
nice.
my!
Well, that's
It
a
was,
great shape. Mine is
Oh my
scratched.
God!
Wow.
Dude.
I picked this up. Did a toy hunt through
Wow.
Cincinnati up towards Dayton and Xenia, Ohio.
Uh-huh. Oh
And-
my God, man!
What's cool?
It's brand
is-
new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a transition case. So it's the original Star Wars art, and the first release that
Yeah,
would have
before
had
the movie came
Star
out.
Wars logo, but this one is Empire Strikes Back logo before they released
Before the film hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
So
would say, otherwise it would say Star the Empire Strikes Back Wars like it does, but it would add 5 on there or something.
So that's a really rare one,
That's
or
amazing.
It's definitely an oddball. I wouldn't say rare, but
Yeah.
definitely don't see those.
God, that's
Wow.
beautiful.
I've got to
think
check. I've
I
got
got
to check
one,
my
but it's
case because I
trashed,
think
I
I
think.
got that in there.
And then I ran into a Chinese carded Major Blood
Major
G.I.
Blood.
Joe in
Wow.
good shape for a good price. So, oh yeah,
Nice.
Nice stuff.
Yeah, man, nice indeed.
and a
Wow, Scuba's
Little-
background.
Whoa, whoa, my God.
Mattel
Flash Gordon.
Gordon.
Well, that's an old one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
80s,
from-
or is that?
Wow.
The Defenders of the Earth or the old Flash Gordon TV show before it?
Believe it's the old.
I think it's the one
before.
before. I think that's the one before it.
Yep.
Which of those are rare. Dude. Oh my God, dude, where'd you find that, man? Oh,
Yeah, that is
There's
not
a
that's not a
shot.
Defenders of the Earth one. The Defenders of the
No,
Earth
that's the one
was
before.
all one right.
that's the Flash
So-
Gordon series. Oh my goodness, dude.
Mm.
That's a hell of a find. Where you just it was just
Yep,
sitting somewhere
just,
in a out
in
there
a
like
little,
that.
Yeah, a little case, and I'm like,
Dude,
oh,
that's great.
Can I get
That's
this open?
cool.
That's
Right
great.
now?
I know Michael's talked about some of those figures before. I don't know if even he has all those.
That's really cool.
That line's pretty rare.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
slowly, just kind of organically, whenever I get lucky and find one, I'm just
That's
add to
amazing.
it. I've got the Lizard Woman.
I love that
Nice.
cartoon. Great
And then,
cartoon.
Last but not least, this is
Oh,
Palatoy Triad Fighter from Space Force. This was Action Force in the UK,
Wow.
and a good friend.
That must
from
be a tough
Scotland.
find.
A friend from Scotland sent this to me.
Oh, wow.
So shout
Nice
out to
guy.
George Aiken.
wow.
Yeah, he sent a ton of Cadbury chocolates, and this baby was in with it. But,
What was on the
Wow.
on the manifest? Yeah, Cadbury chocolates and
just chocolates
old
and,
toy and
old
toys, old
expensive toys. I mean, cheap toys in case there's
Cheap toys, yeah.
customs.
But
Yeah,
they're
but
the
it's-
coolest thing to us when they came out. They're the absolutely the coolest thing. In some ways, they still are.
That's a nice shape too. Yeah,
Hey, Mrs. Scuba Pete is here.
Uh-oh.
awesome.
Hello,
Hey.
Mrs.
And apparently,
you're-
she didn't know you bought that.
You ratted out now.
Hey, where'd you get
Oh,
that?
dear. Yeah. Good thing we weren't talking prices.
Well, I used my gift card to get a Batwing the other day, the
nice.
Lego Batwing, and you know what? I'll
That's
show the
really cool.
picture. I gotta show.
Wait. Maximize Scuba Pete again. I'm not done looking at all the stuff in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Scuba
Duck.
Millennium
You want to see all that
Falcon's
stuff?
And Red 5 standing by up there.
Yeah.
I like that you spent so much money. Good for you. This
Wow.
is what heroes do.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
Only
won't go there on
only the-
prices.
I couldn't get the Millennium Falcon. Only the rich kids had the Millennium Falcon. Oh,
I got it
sorry.
for Christmas. You know.
Yeah.
We won't go there
Santa-
on prices.
Santa brought it. Yeah. So let me show this cool design that Mando Merck did. I put it up on the Discord. So let's.
How can Nick always be eating and not be fat?
Because he's
I
not
don't
old yet.
understand.
Yeah, I was going to
That
say.
used to be me.
Not old
He, has
yet.
a- he also
That
has a
used to be me.
non-sanitary job. That helps.
And a tapeworm.
Tapeworm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good enough for him.
This is for you, Sammy.
So this is Mando Merck's artwork. So very cool. Casting
Oh,
shadows.
Mando.
Whoa.
Nice,
Yep,
Mando.
just-
Nice, very cool.
I
I'm
like
always
that.
impressed by people
like
who can
it.
draw. Nice
Mando,
stuff.
is this Illustrator?
Very Bruce Timm looking too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Nice work.
Very cool. Yeah.
You know what's a cool Batmobile that gets overlooked a lot? The one from The Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
The cartoon.
Oh,
that,
Love
was,
it.
that was a cool
Mhm.
car.
Great.
Yes, good suggestion.
And there's a great
you, sir.
toy of that one that Michael has. He did the video on that way back when he got it. That one actually morphs into the plane as well. And I wish I'd got that one. Oh my goodness.
So Tim is saying he doesn't have a room for Millennium Falcon. Tim, there's always room. See what I did with my new Star Trek Enterprise that I got from Playmobil? You just got to find.
Go
You just
for
got to
that
find some.
stealing real estate, Tim.
The ceiling here is your friend. Yep. And it's got to be in a room that your significant other doesn't care so much about.
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Robert Meyer Burnett said it best. When you're seeking out toys, the answer is always yes.
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 I mean, is he wrong? I mean,
No.
He's not wrong. I mean,
tell me different. Tell
R&B
me
is right.
different.
the phrase is always uttered, well, I may never see it again. I mean, that's
So,
well, exactly. A lot of times, you know, if you can't keep it or you got to get rid of it, there's usually a secondary market to get rid of it. You know, if you have to, but you always don't want to be in a situation where you kick yourself for, dang it, I should have gotten that. You know.
Yeah, that's always regretted about some of the Star Wars toys as a kid. Or I was really into Micronauts. I have a lot of my Micronauts, but I didn't get as much Star Wars stuff. I kept asking for the expensive stuff like the Falcon, and never got it because Santa was out of it that year. He ran out of them, according to Mom. That was the line. So.
Santa's plastic injection molds weren't working this time
Elves are on
around.
strike.
Yeah.
Maybe you
So,
could get the battle damaged one from what was it? What was the battle damaged one? Was that from Return of the Jedi? Or
you talking about the X-wing and the TIE?
yeah, remember how they
Fighter
just started
that were
re-releasing stuff, right? And they were
Yeah.
just like, here's some stickers with some burn marks on it. Here you go. Battle damage.
Yeah.
So I did order the Batwing. Go with my 1989 Lego Batmobile, and thanks to my gift card, save up all my Amazon gift cards to get something cool.
There you go.
And then this showed up in the
I do
mail
that
the
too.
other day. So here was,
It never goes to anything cool though.
yeah. So this is what I showed this on Clobby show the other night. But here's what. Let me share this. Yep. So I'm opening up the box. Like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I got my Batmobile. I'm gonna build it this week instead of putting away the Christmas ornaments, which finally got put away. Don't ask. And
Somewhere I hear Raquel rejoicing.
Yes.
yeah.
Good job, Mark.
So I open the box. I'm like,
Perfect Raquel impression.
WTF? What's going? Where's this? Not the Batmobile. I mean the Batwing.
It's close enough, isn't it?
So
Close enough.
Look what it says here. It says Batwing, right? So this is the logo from the warehouse. It's not my, I'm not doxing my address here. So I guess it says Batwing. So I guess this label got ripped off of, one of the boxes and stuck to the Friends,
Oh,
that's funny.
Lego.
Wow.
Friends
And then-
Lego.
And I'm like,
So you
oh,
actually
couldn't-
got the Friends?
Yes, I wanted a Friends Lego set, but no, but it was $50 cheaper too than the Batwing. So I'm like, couldn't they have sent me like, the $1,000 Death Star or the
Yeah.
Falcon or
Right,
something by
or
accident?
discontinued one, the Home Alone, right? That's selling
Yeah.
for like $1,000 now.
Yeah,
Wow.
So-
the Star Wars Cantina, Mos Eisley set.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, no, I got this. Yeah. So there's
got
the
the Friends
label on it. It's a label.
That's
on
pretty
it. The
sweet.
Friends.
The Friends apartment.
You like it, Courtney? You want to know?
I
if
do.
sent it
That's
back?
really
Yeah.
cool. I love that show.
It is pretty popular.
you
So yes, I guess they got you can do it's the stage setup, I guess.
Well, it has a little bit of the
That's
cantina look.
that's their apartment. They've got do they
Yeah.
have the Central Perk Cafe anywhere? Or is that just
Think-
the
Oh yeah, down here on this end must be the, I
that
guess. Or,
thing's so cool. I never had like a dollhouse growing up. It reminds me of having a
Central Perk's another
dollhouse.
set.
oh, Central Perk's another set. Okay.
The
Oh,
cool
this is
thing
just their
is
apartments.
They're,
Yep.
they're making little third party
My birthday's coming up.
micro
Just kidding.
LEDs, so you can make those spotlights actually work.
Oh, in
Like
the
you can-
apartments. Yep.
Yeah, you can give it that kind of like
Movie
television
look.
Set. Yeah, movie look.
And you can see how the Friends could never have afforded this apartment in New York City back in the day. It would have been like
Yeah, right.
a $15,000 a month apartment or something, or $10,000. That
It was
something that
rent
big.
control. It was
it was
rent control.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
well,
that's what
that's
they
their.
did have.
They do, yeah, they do, yeah, but
Yeah,
not that
in New York
nice.
City.
Not
Not in
one-
Boston.
Not one that nice,
Boston
right? Yeah,
doesn't have rent control.
yeah.
Well,
So, Mark, what's the deal?
Mark-
Do you have to return that, or are they going to? Oh, I'm sorry, Dad, man.
I'm going to go ahead and cut out for the night, and I wanted to say thank you for having me on again, and hi to everybody here.
All right,
It's always
buddy.
good to see you again. So,
Good to see you.
you
man.
know,
Awesome, Dad,
y'all
man.
have a
Thank
great
you.
week, and see you next
Take care,
week.
bud.
Yep.
Take
Y'all
care. Catch you
Have a
soon.
good
Bye-bye.
night, Dead man.
Goodbye, Dad man.
Always
Say
good
hi
to
to
see you,
Mrs.
Dad
Dad
man.
man.
I
Yep.
will absolutely. Thank you, guys. Have
Thank
fun.
you.
Take care,
And
buddy.
And I just
right.
put Ang's Twitch channel in the chat.
All right.
So if anyone's on Twitch, go sub to Ang. I think she's over 600 subs now. Which
Woo!
is awesome, so.
Wow.
Yeah, which is great. So
Nice.
I'm trying to
Awesome,
get to 200. I'm almost. Well, I'm not
You'll
almost.
get
I'm like
there.
170.
You'll get there.
On Twitch or on YouTube?
on Twitch,
YouTube.
Twitch. Yep. Oh,
No,
sorry.
I'm talking about
For me, I was saying sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm sorry for which. I still didn't hear you. Which for which? Twitch or YouTube? Courtney.
Who are you talking to? Oh, for YouTube. I'm at like 170. I think I'm trying to get to 200.
I just checked a little while ago. I was subscribed, but for some reason, on all my subscriptions, it turns off the notifications.
That's been happening to me. I haven't been getting notifications for a lot of different things. I've started writing the shows that I really like down on my calendar, actually.
That's good.
That I don't want to miss, because I get really bummed if I miss like something live. You know, there's a couple of them.
If I don't just randomly jump on YouTube and get see that Nick or somebody is on, then the only way I ever know other than that is Clobby will post that he's on somebody's channel. But other than that, and maybe I have like 300 subscriptions or something, so it could be the problem.
I always remember, for some reason, I remember Nick's because it's Toxic Tuesday. Like Tuesday, I always just.
That's a good thing to remember.
That's one I remember.
I'm blacklisted, so that works out. To remember that is good, and the fact that people actually remember is good, because I'm very blacklisted. I'm sure it's because of the amount of F-bombs I drop alone on Toxic Tuesday.
That show's amazing. It's so much fun.
Oh, I got, because of guys like Mark, that helps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, you're totally. The show's gone?
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a huge success, and Mark is a huge,
awesome.
instrumental player in the game, and obviously he helps with the stream, not just in the visual, but also with the highlighting of stuff too. He gets to enter in now whenever he wants. He has that privilege
Nick
now.
gave
Mark,
me control.
I gave Mark the reins. So I'm like,
It's a good thing he likes me. Maybe that's why you always say hi to me and show my confidence.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes,
Good looking out.
Don't give Matt that control. Matt would.
Oh God.
Mark, are you now getting 2 bags of dots?
Yes, I'm getting 2 bags of dots. Yeah.
I'm gonna send him 2 bags, and then him and I are gonna get the biggest, fattest pizza in person. So it's gonna be glorious. But yeah, this week we got Major League. We got Gary from Pop Culture Minefield joining us too as well. So that's gonna be great. And he's excited about that. So, and of course, Tom from Midnight's Edge will be rejoining us again, and he's like a semi-regular at this rate. So
loves being on that show.
He's going to be on something with me tomorrow. That 70s rock band show, Talk and Roll.
I'm going to be on there with Tom earlier. I'm going to try to drop in for a half hour. I'm going to try
because music.
I gotta get. Yeah, I know. And I did a stream earlier today on Metal Albums of 1988, which I did this morning. And
I mean, I could go back and watch it, but I wish
it was impulsive.
Was it live?
It was live, yeah. Oh, it was live. It was just an impulsive idea. Well, like I said, I'm blacklisted, so it's okay. That's why when people remember things, that's good. That means you don't need no notifications. Like for me, I know when the Sunday Night Geekery is. It starts on my time at 10 p.m. I just know by memory because I don't get notifications ever. I don't. And obviously, Clobby and Raquel with their Star Trek show is at 9 p.m. as well. Like I just in my head, I just know the times. I just know times because the thing is, if I rely on the notification, well, then sometimes you just might never get it.
Well, you know what I do too? I click the bell on the top right. Just go to YouTube and click
set the reminder.
Or just the reminder. And then there's also that, whatchamacallit, the like where the notifications are, your personal notifications. Excuse me. If you click that bell, it shows you what channels are coming up, I think, too, or what shows.
They don't always show me what's coming up.
They don't always show you, though. Yeah.
One of the smartest things you could do, a Mexican Iron Man taught me this a long time ago, is drop your cards as early as you can. And if you're doing 3 shows that week, drop 3 cards right then and there, because generally people will go in and they'll hit those little reminders right there. And at least that'll kind of at least come up in your feed, right? Like when you hop on, even if you don't get the notification. So if you're going to do it anyway, it's pretty smart just to have it out there early. You know?
No, Pat's right. Pat, and obviously you're going off what Mexican Iron Man said, but that's true. Like I got my stream set up for the second one. I just get it done at once, and it's all good. And Obviously, the toxic stream is already made and it's still 2 days away, but it's just like it's out there. And I tell people, hey, it's out here. Set your reminders, damn it.
Yep, I gotta.
It's so easy to remember
again.
me. I don't know.
No, it's good. That means you don't need.
That was one of the first shows that I watched like regularly. Besides,
wow.
But that's my friend from like 20 years ago. So of course.
Yeah.
So Nick, if you do it,
your biggest one so far? Would you say? Have you looked at your numbers? Like, what was your biggest Toxic Tuesday?
Demolition Man would be the top one. We hit around 70 at one point, and then I know the first Die Hard was around 60, and then Die Hard 2 and Tombstone were around 50, 55 each. So nice. I have kept track just to see the numbers growth happen, and it's just absolutely wild that those things happen, and it's nice to even when we because the whole gist is it's easier when you do something people take notice of more, especially Die Hard. We timed it around Christmas, so obviously it's a very trendy thing to do, and obviously people are probably going to catch up on it on the algorithm. But you want to make sure when people are watching the show, they want to watch it to watch the guy speak, and they just happen to be talking about this movie. And even when we tackle like a lesser known flick, like a Rumble in the Bronx or a Varsity Blues, we could still hit around 30 people. So that alone still feels like a victory when we could tackle less known flick, because you want to just play it safe. You want to just play it safe and just do all the big stuff. You want to give light and recognition to the lesser known things, and obviously when you do the more known things, obviously people recognize them more, and it makes it, oh hey, I know that, but I want to help people show, hey, look, this is what's out there. Take notice of it, and that's kind of like also why the 1988 Mel Street happened. It's like, I talked about a few of the more popular albums that people know about, but you knew since it's Nick, I got to slide in as many deep cuts as possible.
I cannot wait to watch it.
And just want to say goodnight to Captain. Goodnight to the Captain, Captain James D. Skywalker. Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy.
Good night. Good night, Captain.
Oh, and Courtney, Nick teases it well too, because like the first 4 minutes of the show, I type in, "Oh, Nick, 1988, Ozzy Osbourne," and Nick's like, "Hey, Pat, don't worry, we're gonna get to Ozzy." Yeah, we sure did. What was it, Nick? The second to last album, like an hour and a half in.
Yep.
I was what
album was I was taking the ornaments off the tree. It was on my iPad. What album was 88? Bark at the Moon, or was that?
It was No Rest for the Wicked.
No Rest for the Wicked. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I was teasing you. If you'd done 89, you could have my favorite band, Jethro Tull, that beat Metallica. In the
oh
Grammys
God! Oh my God! See, I don't mind Jethro Tull. That's
I love Tull.
I don't mind them. I really don't. I think they're fairly catchy. They got some cool tunes. They're just not
heavy
in that
metal
category, and even they know that themselves. Like, this is not us. Like, they've said themselves, like,
well, they
we're not this.
They didn't go to the awards ceremony. Their agent said, "Don't bother. You have no chance in hell of winning." And of course, Ian Anderson was he said he was happy he wasn't there anyway, because he's like, we're not heavy metal, or they are hard rock, but it was a stupid category.
It's a good, solid hard rock band, and that's fine.
Heavy metal.
A lot of the 80s metal I consider butt rock anyway. That's like
89 will be touched upon someday. I mean, the stream went over really good.
You have to have Motley Crue for 89.
Well, it's going to be interesting because obviously the idea was very impulse. Obviously, I had two guys who just got their own channels going, and it's a good way to get them exposed to, newer people. And I was like, man, people are going to I don't think anyone's going to watch this, because it's just like, a lot of people know who I am, but I don't really talk about that subject on YouTube. But now here I was, and it did pretty good earlier. I'm like, holy crap, people actually turned up for it. So now I'm like, I'm hoping I can get lucky. Maybe in a few weeks, do another one where it's like 84 or 86 or 1990 even. So we'll see though. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think people that know you would associate music, or people that know that type of music would, because you used to wear the Suicidal Tendencies hat. That was like,
still got it.
That's what made me notice you, because I was like, who has that hat? I haven't seen anyone on YouTube that would wear that. That's awesome. So people that know that music will associate you with that. And I think
cool. Yeah, it's just not everyone does. Those who know. It's one of those things when you know, but it's just not everyone does. Like I know, I'm very aware. Like, not everyone on YouTube is going to be aware of who Obituary are. That's a very Nick thing to know. Like, I'm the guy who gets up at 5 a.m. and I blast Cause of Death and Slowly We Rot from Obituary. That's me at 5 a.m. I put on volume 90. and I get ready to go, and I'm ready for my morning. And my girlfriend can't do that. She can't do that. She can't do that. She needs to adjust her mind by like 10 or 11 a.m. Then she can. Me, I can do it at 5 a.m. I wake up, drink like a gallon of coffee, have my 2 bowls of cereal, and just put on something super heavy, and it's great. And that every time like I show up at work and I'm like at 7 a.m. like, how are you on volume 11 all day long? Even people who are younger than me don't get it.
And then awesome. Good night to Pop Culture Republic. So Nick recommends you set your alarm radio or your alarm to some heavy metal bands in the morning and putting them on 11. So that'll get you going. Yeah, I can't take music in the morning. I'm always talk and mute. I just not a music. And I used to be. Well, Imus in the morning in the 70s.
All the time.
And then
all the time.
I'm getting old. It's like I don't want music in the morning. It's weird.
It's okay.
It's just the way I am. But I used to,
I hope I never reach that moment where I don't want music. I hope.
I like it just a light jazz while I sip my coffee.
Jazz.
Well, I can't drink coffee. I miss coffee. Everyone talks about their coffee.
Do you have decaf or?
Yeah, I can have decaf, but
doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. It's just the caffeine I'm supposed to stay.
Yeah, well, I can't have caffeine either. So yeah, I'm having my decaf green tea right now. I'm living large with the pirate mug.
That's awesome. Where are all my mugs up there? I've got like my creepy little book mug and my Nerdporial. Nerdporial. I forget the whole name of the channel. Sorry.
Lifeform.
Lifeform. Yeah, a tumbler up there that I won.
And then Nick, you like the Nerdrotic coffee, right? You said that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I got that. I'm mad that I didn't do a review for Adam Krigler's coffee because I got that, the Krigler coffee. He has the Kafifi blend that I bought.
Kafifi blend.
And I'm mad that it just didn't occur to me to do a review. Like I was so excited. I think what blew my mind was the state of shock of how fast it came because I ordered it. I remember when I ordered after Yelling at Park Cars panel. So by that point, we finished at like midnight going into Tuesday midnight. I ordered it and it came in that Thursday. I'm thinking, holy crap, that wasn't supposed to come in that quick. And so I was just so excited that it came that quick. I just got into making coffee right away at 7 p.m. I'm like, yeah, have some coffee, some Kafifi blend. And I was all in about it. And now I'm like, damn it, I should not have been so excited because then maybe if I had thought about it, I could have done a review on that one too because that one's good too. So, and with the Nerdrock, that's more of like a medium blend, and the Kafifi from Krigler is like a light roast. And what's it called? That has more like a very very Colombian, like the whole place smells really good when I do the Adam Krigler coffee. It's like I'm swimming in a world of coffee. Like I like live in the coffee. And people are like, because when they watch the video, like, dude, you drank that coffee right away. You don't let it sit there to like settle down. You just went for it. Yeah, I'm sure I burned my gums, but whatever. You only live once.
And you go right for the burn.
Kellel was asking me if I drank Earl Grey. I do drink Earl Grey, but I couldn't avoid the snarky response. Yeah, get my replicator going. But yeah, it's a lot of green tea and honey too, so that helps keep the podcast going.
I could swear it was Darjeeling.
I do the lemon ginger. It's not very tasty, but
I drink coffee. I drink Pete's coffee, not Scuba Pete's coffee, although that would probably be a good brand. But do you guys have Pete's?
Oh, Pete.
Yeah, I have Pete's. Yeah, I have Pete's coffee. Yeah,
I thought it was
Pete's. No, they we used to have that. I used to be the barista at Obon Pan, and that was the coffee that we used to have.
That was Pete's.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know that coffee.
much better than Starbucks, in my humble opinion.
This was like 20 years ago too. I don't even know if they use the same brand.
Community coffee down here is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the big one here. Community coffee in Louisiana.
I'm a fan of Wawa coffee.
If you're in Louisiana and you don't drink community coffee, you'll get run out of town on a rail. Yeah.
Or you get the beignets at what's the place you get the beignets at
Cafe du Monde.
Yeah, when they have the coffee with the chicory. There's a community coffee of chicory in it, or
okay.
Yeah, coffee call.
But now for the important question: how do we all drink our coffee? Because I'll do off the lead. I like to drink mine blacker than the blackest black times infinity.
Mine has to
Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
I was gonna say I like to put almond milk, vanilla almond milk, and that's it.
Okay. Okay.
If I'm fasting,
It adds a little bit
or-
of sweetness, but not much.
Oh, sorry. If
Go
I'm
on.
fasting, I'll just do my coffee black. Not going to make an airplane joke here, although.
It is coming to
But if I'm not fasting, if I've eaten, then I'll put in some sort of cream with like whatever flavor, hazelnut or whatever they have.
Steve never has a second cup at home.
Yeah. A little bit.
Actually, wasn't the one I was thinking of. Remember the one?
So I know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Well,
I hope.
yeah. Although kudos, Scuba. That was
Yes.
good.
I don't use much coffee. I like mostly sugar and milk, or that some kind of caramel flavored flavor and stuff. Macchiato,
Okay.
whatever the hell they call it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more of a tea drinker, but when I drink coffee, I drink it black. If it's super strong, I might put like a half a sweet and low in it. But honestly, Nick, I mean, don't be too impressed. It's mostly because I'm lazy, right? It's like
You ran out of milk.
Going to get milk, or I'm going to. Or another thing too is, I mean, when I used to teach y'all, as a guy, you almost always had, because I was at elementary schools and kindergarten centers and stuff like that. So I almost always had car duty, right, in the morning. And with a black cup of coffee, just if you don't put milk in it, it stays hotter longer, even in those thermos cups. So, I just kind of got used to it doing like that. And when it's cold outside, you really want that.
I didn't know that you did that. I used to be elementary school too.
I was more than elementary school, girl. I taught preschool for about 6 years. Yeah. Which is weird because when people meet me, when people meet me, they were like, "I thought you were a Marine." I'm like, "No, my dad was a Marine." I said, I'm the preschool teacher, which is funny. But I mean, really, what I was a special ed teacher. That's what I taught.
That's what I did.
I was a special ed student, so we have that in common. I was a special ed student.
Oh wow, Claude, you could have been on my bus.
People always think you're kidding when you say that, but it's true. I was on that bus and I was in those classes. Absolutely.
Were you really, dude? I was a special ed kid too. Generally there's only 3 people that go into special.
I still
ed.
am, by the way.
The three kind of people that go into special education is because they either had somebody in their life that was special needs, like themselves, or a child or something like that. The other ones are ones that are trying to get like another job, right? Like they'll start out in special ed, and then they'll become a coach someplace, or like I knew a lot of guys that they wanted to get a coaching gig, so they went into special ed because all the history jobs were taken. That's usually what coaches teach. And then the third kind of people are people who are looking for a paycheck for about a year or two, because anybody can pretty much go get a special ed job if you could fake a degree. What's that?
I can add a fourth to that. Anyone that used to be a music teacher when they started cutting music out of all the schools, because that's what I did.
That would be.
I was music, and then it was like, what do I do now? They don't have music.
That's tough. Yeah. Yep. Well, my kind of coffee is you're not going to impress Nick. I like cafe au lait, which is steamed milk and coffee mixed together. It's like half milk, half coffee. You can never get anywhere. They always, and I love lattes too, Eric. But I always say like I like cafe au lait and the guy's like, what? I'm like, right there, cafe au lait. He's like, no, you mean the cafe late? I'm like,
no, it's French. Cafe au lait.
I have a French last name, so
I'm
like,
that's weird, Mark. Like cafe au lait's everywhere down here. I didn't even think of that.
Well, because of the French connection down there, yeah. There's actually people with my last name in Louisiana. I was googling, so yes. So I like a lot of tea, or I'll drink. I'm stuck on decaf now, doctor's orders, but I like half and half. I have to have half of my coffee. But I gave up the sugar, so that was the one thing I did. I was able to give up sugar, but a couple times I got the coffee like SOB forgot to put the sugar in. I'm like, well, it's actually not that bad. And then
can you use Splenda?
I used Splenda for a while and just gave it all up.
Stevia is pretty. Okay.
I like it, but now when I drink coffee with the sugar, I'm like, oh, this is so gross. How did I drink it with the sugar in it? So it's just crazy.
It's funny you said Dunkin' Donuts because you're from like New England area.
New England area, yeah. There's Dunkin' Donuts on every corner.
Of course it's Dunkin'. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts everywhere up there.
And Starbucks is
in Philly. We're all Wawa coffee. That's like gotta have Wawa.
And what's the other place that's like Wawa's. It's
Turkey Hill.
there's a couple other chains that are like Wawa's. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, you guys in Pennsylvania and down that area, they have these gorgeous gas stations / restaurants. Oh, Sheets. You ever been to Sheets? Anyone ever been to Sheets?
That might be further west.
Yeah,
like
further
PA.
west.
That might be more like Pittsburgh. That's a different state, and we don't consider them Philly, like be related to Philadelphia at all.
Hey, Philbo Baggins. Hail, Philbo.
Hail, Philbo.
Mark, we had a group that used to be. We have a big chain down here. It's called PJ's Coffee. And I used to have a group of guys we used to meet with and stuff and all. But we all stopped going. You guys might have heard of this in the national news. This guy like criticized something LeBron James said. So like the headquarters, which I think is in Baton Rouge for PJ's Coffee, basically took his franchise away. He had the French Quarter franchise. He must have been making a mint. And they took it away. So all my friends who are like, super conservative and all were like, we're not going there anymore. So we stopped going there. So there's this little like independent place we go now in Gretna. But that was like national news. He said something about LeBron James, and then LeBron James said it was racist, which it wasn't. It was something like, don't get involved in politics, stay in basketball. And he's like, oh, I guess you mean black people should only play basketball. And he's like, no, that's not what I said. And the next thing PJ's Coffee's like, yeah, we're taking your chains from you, which is going to be interesting because I think it's still in court. I don't think you could just take somebody's franchise because they exercise their First Amendment right. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
That's really interesting. You just brought up LeBron James and a chain because Charles Barkley lives in the town that my sister lives in that house now, and we see him at the Wawa all the time. As it came up on the screen.
Yep.
I've got like every time my mom and him are like buddies, she calls him Charles. She's like, Charles. She's right.
He's got a great personality.
And I always take a picture of her and him, and it's like, this big. Like,
Sir Charles.
Everyone loves Sir Charles. Yep.
Cool.
We need to hear what Scuba Pete's coffee of choice is.
Jet black. The darker, the better.
Jet black.
And
diesel fuel.
Particular brand?
No, I'm all over the place. Although I won't. I mean, like if we go out and have Cuban, I've got to have a nice, good Cuban coffee, as a dessert.
What's Cuban? I know Cuban sandwiches. What's Cuban coffee?
This is a very, it's a very thick, hearty espresso, and then a lot of sugar in that. So it's real desserty. And
sugar.
They do it in a cordita, a teeny tiny cup. So you got like especially in my hand, it's like.
I had to call him Cuban Pete. Now it's Cuban Pete.
Cuban Pete.
That's the real song. You might get a strike for that.
That's what the song's from. Oh, yeah.
Now you're not doing satire anymore.
Yeah, call him Cuban Pedro.
Well, I didn't get in trouble for that Wesley Crusher video, thankfully.
Even I didn't get in trouble for playing yours, but I thought I would.
Claudia, I can tell you why that is.
Strategically, yep.
I can tell you why that is. It's because the way he cut it together, it's not. There's got to be a certain number of seconds that you're grabbing,
right.
but he cut it so that it broke that continuity and then came back to it. I've seen a lot of people do that and get away with it. So,
and this was the clip.
You did a good job.
There was a time I would be really jealous of anybody kissing Ashley Judd. Now you can absolutely have her. I don't want anything to do with her anymore.
Here's what I clipped too for the show.
Terrible, man.
You're just supposed to sit here.
Do you think he was really submerged in there, or do you think he just stuck his head through?
No, he's in there. He's got to be in there, right? I'm assuming, right? What do you think, Clobbering Times?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a Raquel question. Yeah. She can pull out her production
question.
That's right.
Looked like he was sitting in oatmeal.
Yeah, they had
chocolate pudding.
in that episode. Yeah, they had all the mud bath episode. Yeah, it was hysterical.
Oh, that's what that was.
Bring on the dancers.
I thought it was sand.
That was Next Gen, right? That was the Enterprise.
Yeah, that's Next Gen. Yeah,
we reviewed that episode last night.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there's another Worf clip. Sorry, this is the other one.
Klingons do not allow themselves to be probed.
Yeah.
Worf is
You know,
awesome.
no offense. I love DS9. It's my favorite track. I loved Worf being on DS9. But that whole Worf and Dax episode when they go to Ryza, oof, is that a stinker, man? I rewatched that about a week ago. I'm like, this is just not. I don't remember liking it as a kid. I certainly didn't like it now. I was like, oh, man.
Worf was a complete jerk off for that episode. He was absolutely
And for like really no reason, right? It's like, yeah.
You know what she ever saw in that? He's the whole
It's not a good matchup.
The Worf Jadzia thing never did it for me personally.
It's too forced.
Let's not ruin it though, Clobby. You'll be talking about it in 4 to 6 months.
In a couple months, we'll get there. Yeah.
Yep.
You really think you'll be there in a couple months?
A few months. It'll be the summer before we get to DS9.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Who that first season's going to be rough, brother.
Yeah, buddy. Well, not as
Boy,
rough as Voyager.
When they
Not as
play
rough as
that
Voyager.
game all the way home, oh boy, is that
Not as rough
awful
as, actually not as bad as TNG. Well, that was a bad one, but I mean, and not as bad as Voyager.
That's true.
So we got that going for us.
And we get Q gets punched in the first episode of in the beginning of the first season.
In the first season, yeah.
Yep. So
That
actually,
was a pretty good
I started rewatching that. I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to rewatch it and again anyway, so I stopped. So, for your show, so I'm like, what's the point? So I've been doing Blake 7 right now. So, and I think who was mentioning they were watching Blake 7 in the chat again too. It was Phantom maybe.
But you know what's funny? J-Man's wife was watching it live when he was doing his stream the other day. And I won't tell you what happened, but he came on and he was like, oh man, my weren't you in the chat at the time, Bobby?
That's right. He was upset about something that happened that I knew would upset her and Raquel when she finally saw it.
Was that the I won't say it, but was that the something with something with one of the crew members, right? Almost narrows it down. Yeah. I know what. Yeah.
She's in for some. I don't know how she's going to take to some of the episodes that are going to really get emotionally involved, man. I tell you what.
Well, that makes it worth watching just for her reaction alone. Then that makes it even better.
Well, yeah,
that's going to make it better.
And J-Man's wife has gotten so more into it than I thought anyone possible was outside of me, and she's just started this. I mean, I've been in love with it for 35 years. She's just now watching it, and they're taking it one night at a time. They're not binging. And she's going crazy for it, which is fantastic. But
that's awesome.
You're gonna be if you get that into it, you could be in for it's a rough one to get into because some things happen. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, because I was checking with you when I was watching. Like, this person's not coming back, or this XYZ is happening. Like you can't say anything. I'm like, wait, that doesn't happen on a show, right?
I can't say anything.
You can't say anything. Yeah, well, Raquel's not watching right now, but yeah, you don't want to spoil the show for anyone that's watching it for the first time. Yeah. But it's finally on BritBox, thank God. So
I watched a bunch of episodes today. I'm unhealthily obsessed with the show. I admit it.
I've never seen an episode.
Never.
Well, a lot of people have it. It's not as. I mean, it's not even.
Yeah, that's
true.
Close
to, it's not even close to Doctor Who level popularity, which of course is the biggest of all the Brit shows. But that's kind of, it's never been other than put on VHS in the '90s. Here, it's never been on DVD here, or Blu-ray, or anything. And never will be. Yeah. So, but and yet I've watched every episode like 20 billion times. I just made, in fact, and now all this talk about people getting back into it again. I've been. I went and did my ranking of all the episodes, and why? Just for the fun of it. I don't know. I was about to make a video on it, then some of my friends started watching it and go, well, I can't make that video now because they haven't watched it yet.
You got to wait for us. Yep.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna be on the panel together. Yep. But that Avon is his character.
He's the greatest. I love him.
And Callie in your place, would you? Probably not. What about you?
What about me?
Why don't you go?
You are expendable.
And you're not?
No, I'm not. I am not expendable. I'm not stupid, and I'm not going.
I think that's the greatest quote on TV ever. Like,
I love that quote. See, wow. Yep.
Are you a big fan, Nick?
I'm not knowledgeable.
I could tell the wheels are turning with Nick. It's like Nick's sitting there thinking, like, "Oh man, am I gonna have to go watch an entire series now?"
I've obviously between this Break 7 and Trek, like obviously my girlfriend, she likes Star Trek. She really likes Star Trek. And I'd say even her parents like full on Trekkies. Like I'd like to. I just gotta find the time between now and death to do that.
It's not it's not everybody's bag, dude. It may not be your thing, man. Don't worry about it.
And that's fine. But I do get curious because I know like when I was discovering like Razor Fist, I know he had covered DS9, I think it was. Like I've known about this stuff for a long time. I knew what Babylon 5 was since the 90s, but yet I never watched Babylon 5. I just never got around to it. Is pretty much all it is.
No,
like the concepts interest me. That's all it is. Like Doctor Who. I've seen probably at least a half hour, 40 minutes of Doctor Who television, maybe a few episodes at best, maybe. But I'm not knowledgeable. But there are some intriguing concepts. It's just my life is consumed by certain things, and obviously cartoons.
You're more of a rocker
and
a comics guy, man. You're a rocker and you're a comics guy and a food guy. That's cool. You got your sticks, your nicks there.
I also I like my cartoons as well. I got my Tom and Jerry and my Looney Tunes, so it's a big deal, man.
I worked at a Warner Brothers store in high school.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
That was fun. Yeah, we had the big, like, huge TV screen that was like the whole wall, and we just they played cartoons all day.
I mean, I loved Star Wars growing up. I did love Star Wars. I mean, I was huge on it, and I really was. I loved it. I mean, I saw all the prequels in the theaters when they came out. I mean, regardless of how you feel, I was very committed to seeing all of them. And the fun fact about Revenge of the Sith, I'm trying to think here. I was a junior in high school when it came out, and what made it stand out was this is right before I started working my first job. I had no money to see it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a Revenge of the Sith fundraiser at school. You want to know how I did a fundraiser at school to get a fundraiser going? I just went to every lunch table at all 3 lunch periods and asked for people's money. And somehow I made over $100. So I was able to get my ticket, a few friends some tickets, and I got some popcorn with extra butter, might I add, and a giant slushie, and cover for the gas. So
impressive. That's impressive.
And that's all I did was go to the table, dude. Like a lot of the women were just like, "Oh my god, I have all this change in my purse. Please take it." Like that was the best when like a lot of the girls had the change in the purse. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take your change because I'm gonna bring it to a bank. I'm gonna collect it all."
But you didn't ask a girl to a date to this movie then, too, right?
No.
It was way more Star Wars.
It was all dude. This is all dude seeing Revenge of the Sith. So it was all dude. Oh, screwed. It was always a sausage party. I mean, and no girl wanted to be around a guy like me back then. I mean, I was freaking passing on Tupperware bins, puking to death while the band Death was playing on the TV. So I was literally and figuratively puking to death. Like I was absolutely like, I was unhinged at some points in time in my life, but I don't regret it. It's not like I'm like, oh no, what did I do? I'm just like, man, I gotta find a way to do that again. Like I got into a fight on crutches once at a party. Not that I ever recommend doing that.
I had those days even, but I'm older than you. I think way longer.
It's been good. Like I'm like, man, somewhere out there, Charlie Sheen's just like, man, that man has epic behavior. Like, yeah, I do.
Actually, I've seen all the Star Wars.
How old am I? I'm gonna be 35 later this year.
Same age as my daughter. Man, you're younger than her, brother.
Older than you,
dude.
Thanks. You're
still going strong too, buddy. 35.
And thanks to Mando Burke for hanging out, and thank you for sharing your awesome artwork with us.
Right, Mando.
And Mando, is it okay if I put that? Or that was in my Discord too. So here, I'll put my link to my Discord so everyone can go see. That way, I can get people to go to my Discord. And thank you to Mr. Angel for setting that up. So let me grab my Discord link here. Clavy, you're a Discord expert.
Yes.
See you around.
Lady and gentlemen, I am going to have to call it a night.
I like how he said lady
All right, bro.
and gentlemen.
Lady
I'm the only girl here. Thank you for calling me lady.
Yeah. Maddie
Good to see
keeps
you,
waking
brother.
up. Maddie keeps waking up. She needs me, so.
Oh,
Gotcha.
go be dead,
Go be
dude.
daddy.
Here, yeah.
See you later, buddy. I'm glad you're better, buddy.
Yeah, someday we'll get Maddie on the show. That'll be awesome.
That'll be amazing.
Maddie's like,
Huge.
yeah.
Well, Mark, I know you wanted to talk about this, so I guess I might as well bring it up. as some of you may know, I absolutely said I am not watching Peacemaker. I don't like John Cena. I don't like him as a person. I certainly don't like him as an actor.
Do you
I
like
didn't really like
wrestling
him as
and
a
all, Pat? I
wrestler, to be
forget.
honest with you.
You like
but
wrestling,
then
right? Yeah.
Mike, Mexican Iron Man's like, dude, turn on Doomcock. And I'm like, okay, Mike. So I turn it on, and I know why he did it because I told him the same thing, right? Said, I'm not watching Peacemaker. He's like, oh, watch Peacemaker. Dude, the entire panel in love with
They love
Peacemaker.
it.
Doomcock, the best thing that's been on television in 10 years. Mike loves it. And then he texts me and he's like, haha, now you gotta watch Peacemaker. And I'm like, man, because it's a conundrum for me, because there are certain people right on YouTube. Clobby's one of them, Loki, Mike, Doomcock, that I listen to on stuff like that. And I take it seriously. And I'm kind of like, now I'm torn, man. It's like most of the people, not all of them, but most of the people are like, oh, Peacemaker, you got to check it out. And I'm like, I don't know, but I guess I'll be a good boy and at least watch a couple episodes. And
I'll weigh in on that for you, brother. I thought it was okay. I don't like it as much as they did. I thought it was kind of funny. It's one of those things. It's something. It's sort of a specialized taste, the James Gunn humor. Everything he does is, after a while, it's repetitive because it's the same thing. The 15 millionth time something's a potty humor joke, I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's funny. It is funny, and that should be your bottom line, I suppose. But it's some of the same. It's kind of the same old stuff. It's. And look, I'll give you this though. They're right. Cena's really good in this thing. I'm surprised. Who thinks of him as an actor? He's funny in this role. Everybody, but again, it's a fun show. It's kind of okay. I like it. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as DC does. I think it's I think it's a pretty fun ride. I always feel like I need a shower after I watch an episode, though. I struggle with some of it in terms of like, should I be laughing at this? It's funny for the wrong reasons. Maybe I like it for the wrong reasons because it's funny, but I still go, I don't know, man. It's and again, I love that last episode. It tickled me with what they did to the Snyder crap, because I love anything that pisses off the Snyder bots done by me. I like that. And it does have things like that in it. They were arguing that it's not woke. It has wokeism in it, but it also rebukes it back. In other words, it's very fair-minded in that respect. It's level. It's even field in that respect. I don't agree with it. I listened to them talking about it tonight. Yes, and the opening dance sequence is funny. I mean, I got to admit that.
I love that song, that Wigwam song.
I love that song.
It's hysterical.
Kind of a funny opening
Can't
sequence.
get that in my head now, too. If you watch the original video, too, it's awesome.
But if you don't have the same hang-ups and you don't care about, if you like that kind of every constant potty humor, constant just kind of over the top wackiness, and never, they like to lead you into a serious path and then boom, pull the rug out from under you and do something stupid and and just like guffaw. It's funny if you like his style of humor. But it is a one note. It's kind of a one trick pony type of humor to me. I think he's a lot like Josh Whedon. Well, there you go. You might like. Look, it's funny. I'm admitting it. He's a character that's nothing like that for the comics. He's such an obscure character. I thought it was ridiculous that Peacemaker is the first of the Charlton characters to be in a live action anything, which he was with the Suicide Squad, which I thought was a one timer. Okay, kind of funny movie, but it didn't really do much for me. I say, look, you might like it more like Mike and Doomcock, or you might be someone who just thinks it's an okay show. I don't think it's as good as DC does, but it's all right.
Okay, here's a question to entertain. How many of these guys do you think are going to be talking about it 6 months to a year from now?
Well, they did a smart thing and release it over time a little bit, and instead of like all at once. And it's very popular. It did very well.
No, it did very well.
It's coming back for another season. Doomcock is legitimately very excited about it. He loved it, which I love my boy Doomcock. So he and others who are enthused about it are going to. I think it will continue to be talked about. Honestly, yeah. Again, I'm not knocking it. I'm saying I hate it.
You're right. It's definitely going to get a second season. That's for sure.
It's already got it. And I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying, with the James Gunn stuff, after a while, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the I thought it was a great movie, first one. and it's a lot of fun. But then as he does the second one, it's a lot of he's got to do all the same old stuff, and he doesn't really write characters with any kind of fidelity to the comic books. He does his own thing with them, all fine and good. That scene right there was funny. But again, if you like, by the way, not only Courtney the potty humor, but pretty much for a lot of gross out stuff too. Graphic violence.
Well, speaking of potty humor, I found out today that Beavis and Butthead is coming back.
Now that I love. That I'm for.
I was so excited about it.
That's the best.
Hey,
That's
Beavis.
the best, but they're not superheroes.
Superheroes to me.
Hey, Beavis, he's like hard, but he's not.
Oh my
hard.
gosh, you do it so well. And then I just found out, I didn't know, like 10 years ago they had like some remake of Beavis and Butthead too. I was like,
no, they brought the show back about 10 years ago for a very short time on MTV. And it was good, and then it was over. They didn't last long enough because the idiots at MTV lost their sense of humor, and there was no music videos to make fun of, so they made fun of all their stupid reality shows, and they got pissed off, I guess, because they stopped it. It was hilarious. They were making fun of that stupid. They were making fun of those. What is it?
Jersey Shore.
Like 16 and pregnant and stuff. I was hearing.
It was great.
Yeah, I got to check that out. But I got really excited to hear about that.
Oh yeah, I love them.
I enjoyed this series too. I got to say, even though I didn't think I was going to, and Cena, didn't have really a big opinion on, but I think he showed actually some really good dramatic depth in some of these scenes too, with his dad and with Harcourt, and there were actually some really good character moments, which totally shocked me because James Gunn obviously gets the potty humor and the fun humor, and Vigilante is just
and the graphic violence. Remember
the graphic violence, yeah, and
Very
yeah, and it's like almost like hey, give a bunch of guys camera, and we're gonna as eighth graders, we're gonna make like a raunchy superhero romp, kind of movie,
right?
But he does add like the Peacemaker did have a character arc, and the guy grows throughout the series, and there's some touching moments in it.
He's actually good in it, I gotta say.
It's good, and Harcourt is hot, so
God.
that gets a thumbs up. And Eagly is the best sidekick ever, right? Who's not going to love an eagle?
Gotta like Eagly.
And I think what's great too is today we were talking about before, like the openings of all these shows get just chopped to hell. Like we're talking about Magnum PI, the new opening, chopping up that classic theme. There's only like a 30-second theme song, so and usually I just skip the intro. Like you're watching Star Trek, put you in the mood for the show. You shouldn't really skip the intro. So like this intro, the first time you see it, you're like, what the F is going on? And it just gets you in the mood for the show. They're so serious there, but it's just such a great wigwam song. That song is just so awesome and catchy.
Where's that song from?
It's Norwegian. No, it's old. It's a Norwegian heavy metal band called Wigwam, and they won a Eurovision song contest. And I think the song came out. Well, hair glam metal.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're from.
I have to get Nick's opinion on that one then, because
yeah.
I was going to ask for Klobby's opinion.
Wigwam or Wigwam?
Klobby, which one do you prefer, Invincible or Peacemaker?
Invincible, because it's a better adaptation and it's closer. I mean, and it's not you're not expected to stop in the middle of something and just laugh at something stupid every month. And again, of course, the graphic violence on Invincible is pretty extreme.
Oh my God, that was next level extreme. But there was also a lot of heartfelt moments in Invincible.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's got because there's a lot of the story is actually pretty positive and uplifting. It's just when the brutality happens, it gets that brutal.
Disturbing, man.
Yeah,
but I prefer that. But I mean, again, I thought this was a fun show, and if you're open to it, you don't mind just a goofy, fun show. I think Pat, you might enjoy it.
Well, this is classic hair metal. It's awesome.
Yeah,
that's who it is.
Like I'm going back to Invincible and still thinking about it and like wanting to talk about it. And I feel like that's a good sign that it was just a good show, not just I'm into it while the hype is still there. Because obviously we're not hyping on it because it's not the current show to talk about. So I feel like that's a good sign that Invincible was genuinely good. Because that's when you should know. It's like if you can watch it without all the hype involved and still feel as strongly, that's when you know, okay, they really got this one right. That's why I'm wondering if everyone is just caught up on all the hype with Peacemaker. It's kind of like a new and fresh feeling in their mind. I want to see what's it like when everyone's kind of off the high and they take off the fanboy goggles? Are they still going to say the same thing?
I think with Invincible, though, it's pretty heavyweight stuff, even though it's animated. I mean, it's really disturbing. This one's just fluffy fun, and that people want that right now. We need more all the fun we can get.
Oh,
and if you don't mind, like the vulgarity and the horror, and granted the violence, you can have a lot of fun with this show. And it is, so.
Yeah, well, I think the first 2 episodes are really kind of rough, especially that first one, and not knowing the characters, and it's tough to get into. And but then once you get used to the characters and what the tone and everything, then
I was on HBO.
HBO Max,
HBO show. Yeah.
Now that music again, that theme, it's fun. It's something that's so stupid. It's hilarious.
It just grabs you. Yeah.
All it is the entire cast. Everybody who's even, no matter what little part they play on the show, they're all just doing a dance number.
The silly dance song. Too, and they're not smiling. And they're not
I don't even know what
smiling,
the point of this was, but it was fun. What is it with James Gunn and dancing? By the way,
we'll get you into.
Yeah, I love her. Good God, she married James. She married James Gunn. Ugh.
And then you know why they're married? Because of Lex Luthor.
Huh?
Michael Rosenbaum was friends with James Gunn, and then he was dating one of her friends, and she saw his picture. James Gunn's like, oh, maybe we can set us up on a date.
She's nice, but anyway, it's this. I don't know. They just. That's just I like that they have an opening credit scene thing. Makes no sense. It's with a silly song. They're all just doing a stupid dance, but Gunn is obsessed with dancing. Remember Guardians of the Galaxy?
The dance off to save the universe.
I love watching dancing. She looks like she's doing a modern day walk like the Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
Or the robot or whatever, yeah.
And then actually, the choreographer for this is actually married to Alan Tudyk. How do you say his name? From Resident Alien.
The great Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, his wife is a choreographer for this.
Oh, okay.
So she's a dancer, actually. Yeah.
It's just so silly. It's like it's just fun to watch. I don't know why I like this stupid opening, but I do.
It's hysterical.
They'll have an opening tease that's really serious or even and weird and scary, and then you'll get this, and it's a real long opening too, and it gets you just kind of whatever just happened in that opener. You watch this dancing, and it's funny, and it's you can't help but kind of get in a lighthearted mood, I guess.
Yeah,
he's a clever filmmaker. He's a clever filmmaker. And then you get there's the racist, the damn white supremacist, played by Robert Patrick, dancing like everybody else is so ridiculous. There's just
the
nothing
janitors
to it.
there.
Everybody's there who was in the show.
I love the set.
It's a kind of a funny opening. And again, the song is good. It's a whatever the hell that song is. It's what's called "Do You Want to Taste? Do You Want to Taste It?" I guess by Wigwam.
Yeah, they're gonna sell a lot of. Well, I don't know if you sell albums
YouTube?
Anymore. Well, it's on. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, you won't get in trouble if you play it. You're not monetized.
Yeah, but who knows with this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I don't want Mark to get demonetized.
Mark is not monetized.
Pre-demonetized.
That's exactly right. They'll take 5 of his subscribers away as punishment.
But you did. He's only 6 away. He's only 6 away from 200. We need to get you to 200.
It'll get me to 200.
Oh, you're closer than I am to 200. I can be like.
We'll get you both to 200.
I'll get you both there. I love when Judo Master comes out of the floor.
Yeah, what the hell? Judo Master, another obscure Charlton character who's just weird on this show. Vigilante's really weird. Vigilante is. There's Eagle. Vigilante.
How do they get away? How do they get away with having a bald eagle on set and everything? Aren't they like super protected?
It's all CGI and a
Is
puppet.
it all CGI? Oh, that must cost a mint. Okay.
No, it's actual. No. You can't play a part that you're not anymore. So that's an actual real eagle. Because eagle representation, the big eagle league or whatever they call. Yeah, they got contacted by the Eagle League and said you guys can't cast. Yeah, so they had Eagles. Yeah, they had to film it in Philadelphia. But yes, there you go. That's a real eagle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like how they represent bald people too on the show, which is great.
Yeah.
So
with the eagle.
Well, I will tell you
people
guys
need to dye their beards.
I wish he was in chat now because Clavi gave me a much better answer than the other person I asked about this. Remember, I told you guys like I have some people that I hold in pretty high esteem, like listen to Clavi, listen to Doomcock, and Luke.
And me.
I asked 24 about this, and guess what he said? No, man, no. I was like, okay. That was his whole answer. I asked for chat.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think, man? Should I watch that Peacemaker show?
No, man.
No, man.
No, man.
No.
I can hear him saying it. No, man. No, man.
Dude, he is. Look, he loves comics, right, Claudia? I mean, he knows a lot of stuff.
Oh,
But he is. But look, you guys have to be honest, and I know this not just from talking to him. If you watch enough of his stuff, you'll see. He loves all comics. He loves Golden Key. He loves Image. But he is a DC guy through and through. DC is the most. When you look at his collection, when you look at his base of knowledge, he is a DC guy first and foremost.
Right.
So he is going to be very critical of anything DC that comes down the pike. Very.
He probably doesn't like it's just all a big guffaw joke. Everything's a joke, and it's not taken seriously. And so a lot of fans don't. They want the grim and the gritty, and they don't want the humor. They don't like that Marvel is all about the jokes, and they think you're just trying to make it like Marvel, joke. And I'm not saying that's me. I don't care. But that's
right. No, I get you. His biggest thing is, and he said this about a lot of stuff, and I don't know if this is exactly what it is with Peacemaker, but I have a feeling it is because I know how James Gunn is. He does not like people taking source material and changing it around. He does not go. He does not like somebody going, I really like the way this character in the DC Comics looks. I like his outfit, so I'm going to take him and make him a, eco warrior and doing this and stuff. That drives him nuts. If it doesn't stick to the source material, if you change the background of that character, it really infuriates him.
I'm the same exact way. But this is pretty close to the DC version of Peacemaker with to the comic that he was nuts. It's just making it a comedy. He didn't,
And that was true about his father too. Unfortunately, right? Yeah, it wasn't made up. Yeah,
no, that's all from the DC comic. Everything's pretty close. It's just it's not taking it seriously. Just like Guardians of the Galaxy, he didn't take that seriously either. But it was one of the most popular movies ever. A lot of people love the Guardians of the Galaxy films, and I like them. But I have one buddy of mine who's a big fan of the comics. He doesn't like the James Gunn take on it. He thinks it's too stupid, too silly with the dumb jokes. Adding vulgarity wasn't necessary. He thought, he didn't like it. He's in the minority. But,
because it made $1 billion, right, or plus. So I mean,
wow, really?
Well, Guardians was a massive hit. Guardians 1 and 2.
Guardians?
Massive. And
look, I'm sorry.
Well, just to say, that no one ever thought it would be that big of a hit. So.
No, I got you.
True.
Were you gonna say something, Courtney? Or sorry?
Yeah, I just have to get going. I didn't want to interrupt. Well,
no.
Talking. But I wanted to thank you for having me on here. It was awesome.
It was awesome having you, Courtney. Anytime. Let me put your channel in the chat again. And thank you for stopping by and have a great week and catch you during the week. Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Take care, Courtney.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Take care. Bye, Courtney.
I'll tell you, this show is probably going to get James Gunn the job of running DC for Warner.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I can already hear the Snyder cult being mad about it.
I think it's going to be happening. I think that's going to happen. Because this is, let's see, other than the Snyder butt, and they've kind of chased his dumb ass out, fortunately. Even though that did okay. Before a lot of this stuff, some of it's doing well, some of it's not. This is a huge hit for something on an app.
Mm-hmm.
And after he gets done with Guardians 3, they're probably going to snag him and have him. If they, if making these characters silly and adding his silly humor to it makes them make money, then they might even take it away from Jar Jar Abrams and let him start handling the stuff. Because we'll see that sparkly Batboy, what happens with that in a couple of weeks, and then what happens with that other Flash movie this year. We'll see that. I don't know
if they tank, but I don't think James Gunn is the right fit for the rest of DC unless he can just oversee it and be a good shepherd. But he's perfect for this kind of like a Guardians of the Galaxy or Peacemaker, like these obscure things. But how would he do in actually when a movie should be serious, like a Batman? Or that's what pissed me off of Thor.
He's never done a movie. He's never done a serious movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, with Thor Ragnarok, as much as people love that movie, and I was entertained by it, but the characters are totally. You were mentioning,
Yeah.
People get pissed off by changing the characters, but then
Right.
Korg and
Right.
Meek, and they trashed all those Planet Hulk characters and
Sucks.
ruined them, so you could never have Planet Hulk
And he's a
again.
lot like that guy, Takiti Woke.
Wahidi. Yeah, so that kind of
guy.
stuff. Yep. But it was an entertaining movie, and people loved it, and they had fun with it. But it's, yeah. Do you
And
want to
that's another part that
have
tears
that
me
guy
up.
head of DC? I mean,
Right.
So
That tears me up too, because one of the things I do love is I love when you take obscure characters and bring them to the forefront. Like that's what I loved about Justice League Unlimited and Batman the Brave and the Bold is you take these characters who you don't see very often and they get a whole episode and everything. And I dig that, right? Like that was how I discovered the Question, and then I dove deep in that, right? So I'm buying Question comic books and finding, paying $40 for a Question action figure because I love that kind of stuff. But I got to tell you, that's another problem I have with James Gunn is, I didn't like the second movie. I didn't like the first movie either. I really didn't. I didn't like Suicide Squad. No, I like Guardians. Okay,
yeah.
I thought Guardians was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the acting in it. I think it was a surprise. I didn't think I'd like. I didn't even go see Guardians at the theater the first couple weeks it came out, Clobby, believe it or not. And I was usually like one of those guys that would run and go see, because I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's kind of an obscure thing. But and then my friends are like, no, dude, you got to go. And then finally one of my buddies is like, dude, I bought you a ticket. You're coming with me this afternoon to see it. Yeah. And I went and saw it, and I was like, well, when you're surprised, it's even that much better, right? But no, I was talking about the two Suicide Squad movies, which upset me, dude, because I really wanted a lot more. I mean, what they did with what's the character's name that Clara Devaney played, the model?
Yeah, Enchantress.
And God, dude, did they screw the pooch on that? That had nothing to do with I mean,
they cut it up. They cut the movie up from what the original director David Ayer wanted to do with it. But I thought it was a terrible movie, and everyone wants them to come out with the Ayer cut with all that added stuff that fixes it. Doesn't matter to me, but
it'll be a polished turd. It'll still be shit. It will still be shit, and I will bet money I will fight tooth and nail on that shit. I would be glad to admit if it changes my mind. I would love for it to, but I know it's not because everyone just. The thing is,
it's just gonna be more garbage.
It's just gonna be more garbage, and it's just gonna be another director. It's just like, oh my god, the characters are so much more dark, so therefore it's better. And it's just like, yeah, I know, so much better,
right.
so amazing, guys. I think the problem is when that Snyder universe was coming out in 2016, everyone who got attached to it before the shit was even out. They just decided right out the bat, just because it was the alternative. It's like the whole just because it's not woke. No, it's kind of like the whole, well, it's not woke, so therefore it's good. And they're like, well, it's not Marvel, so therefore it's good. So they gave themselves this preconceived notion that, well, it's not Marvel, so I'm just going to attach myself to this really quick. And yet the movies hadn't come out yet. So they were already emotionally attached to all these characters. So they already given themselves that this in their head, I'm already going to embrace this. And now they've not let go of it. And it shows. It shows. Dude, these people hold on to shit religiously. It's just like, I was open to seeing the Snyder Cut was going to dramatically change things. And it really did. I mean, yeah, obviously it's a much longer movie. And obviously Cyborg has a lot more to do with it. But it's more of Zack Snyder's fetish of, look how philosophical I am. And look at my characters all act somber and sad and depressed. And obviously Superman was a little different for once. That was weird to see, but nice. But that he writes a script, or whoever his writer is, and if you had read the dialogue without knowing who was speaking, you could have swore it was maybe no more than one or two characters speaking, because most of them talk and act the same.
Yep, exactly right. Well, he has garbage writers like Terrio and Goyer and all those guys.
Oh god!
So,
I did like the opening more. I'd have to say I did like the opening a little bit more with the Amazon. That first chase sequence was pretty cool, but yeah, it wasn't any radical, huge improvement. And everyone, was like, oh, it's a big win for the fans. But if people want to see it, I think that's great. Bring it out. But it's not.
I was gonna say, I thought it was a win for the fandom, and then that obvious incident happened.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I wasn't like in hype mode for it, but I was excited for friends of mine and people who I knew in the whole YouTubeverse. I was happy for them in that regard. Like it was nice to see there actually be what looked to be like a genuine fandom win. But then that happened, and I immediately I was on Young Ripa's side with it, but those guys should have stuck it to Zach. They had every right to. Mm-hmm. And Zach is lucky Eric July was not there, because Eric July would have. Oh my God! I would have given money. I would have said
he would have never participated in kissing his ass in the first place. But you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he never apologized for it too, so that it was intentional. Like if you want to, if you kind of listen to his quote, you could say, well, he kind of swerved into it the wrong way. But
no, he didn't backtrack on it at all. He didn't clarify on it, because I know Uche said that he talked to him after about it. And I mean, he didn't get into full context of the conversation, but he asked him about it. And it sounded like the best I could pick up from what Uche said was, well, yeah, that's just what I said. And then I did a video on another article where Zach follows up on himself, and he didn't regret that. It's just like, this guy is more blatantly, in my opinion, he was worse than all the other people on the other side who do it, because he did to their faces. Some people just go off on the internet, they forget what they said 5 minutes later, and they tweet again. Zach did to the face of the fans in their stream. So for me, that was far worse than what any guy working for Marvel Studios or Disney or Lucasfilm did, because he did to their faces. It wasn't you heard through someone. It wasn't some tweet where they're probably just in the heat of the moment. He said to their faces for a charity stream for his freaking daughter. And it makes it that much more insulting. So I'm just like, this is worse than most of these. I'd even say it's even worse than Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars. I mean, don't get me wrong, she damaged her franchise, maybe worse. But as far as the fan treatment, Zack Snyder was the worst of the worst because of that one moment in time, and did nothing to clear it up, clarify, nothing.
Yeah, it was horrible. I kept waiting for that. And then they had that stream after, which they finally smart enough to pull. And they all started, some of the panelists started attacking each other and getting
thank
heated.
God. Well, I won't say who it was, but there was one person who was going after people in the chat and people who gave money and stuff. And it was like, finally somebody had enough sense to shut that down, because I got to tell you, that guy, and like I said, I'm not going to say his name, but you might be able to figure out who it is. He didn't make himself any fans or any friends that day. And if you go look at his numbers, he's pretty much stagnated, because you get that from Snyder, and it's like, well, he's not one of us, so that's terrible what he did. It was like somebody throws a birthday party for you, and the first thing you do is when you walk in the doors, you go, hey guys, thanks for throwing this birthday party for me, but I just want to let everybody know I don't like cake and ice cream, and I'm not going to open my presents here. We're going to put my presents in the car. I'm going to open those tonight when I get home. And it's like, why are you telling us this even, It was such an insult, and then to be attacked afterwards by somebody who really should have just told, I'm not going to say if I was there, I would have told Zack Snyder the second he said that, oh, screw you, man. And I think I would have been pretty much like stunned, and it would have taken me a little while. But I got to tell you something. I certainly wouldn't have been attacking other people in the chat and stuff and all who felt their feelings were hurt.
Attack people in the chat. Yeah. Those people were giving away money left and right. It was in like the 60, 70,000 mark. The money was flying, Pat. I'm sorry I cut you up on it. I don't know how well your memory is of this moment, but the money is flying. But as soon as Zach said those comments, he killed his own cause. When he did that, the money slowed down dramatically after that. Go ahead and continue, Pat. So I just had to bring that out there.
Because you make a good point, because that was my point, which was there were people there who had given hundreds of dollars, who had bought artwork and stuff like that and all. And they had a right to be upset, and they should have been allowed to voice that and to not let that happen. And like I said, it really, I felt bad for everybody involved in it. I think ultimately it turned out well, though, because I think it kind of brought a lot of people together.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I could tell you this, I was totally taken up for Geeks and Gamers. because I thought those guys were really blindsided. I thought Jeremy did about everything as right as you could do up until that point, right?
Yeah, because you're not expecting that either.
He fixed it up and all, but when it was time where he felt he should step back, he kind of stepped back. He didn't make himself the center of attention. You know, it was a charitable thing. He did it all the right way, and it's still, you know, you do the right thing, you try to be a good guy, and it still blows up in your face. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, because they were doing it was for a good cause, and then that's what drives me crazy. Like, you know, we don't. I'm a political junkie, but we don't really go politics here. But this kind of stuff is, you know, fine, and you know, this is on the periphery. But you know, what I hate is when they just someone disagrees. Now, the first thing they do is call you a racist or a istophobe or this kind of thing. Where instead of saying, "Hey, let's talk this out and say, you know, what we like or don't like, or this is really why I don't like it," and you know, just to lob those bombs and then just assume, and then you lump a whole group into one category like that is exactly doing what they're saying in terms of, yeah, there's rotten apples all over, right? I mean, you got some bad people, you know, in every group. So you're going to say the whole group is like that, you know, just because I want to see a different cut of a movie makes me an istophobe or something ridiculous, or it's like when I first found out about Comicsgate, I'm like, what the heck is this about? I have no idea what it was. I'm like, Comicsgate. I'm like, what did Richard Nixon do? Steal comics now? He broke up a comic book show. I'm like, what's going on? No. And then who was the artist that got swept up in that for doing a cover? That was
Jay Lee. Yeah,
Jay Lee. It did some covers for
EVS.
Yeah,
with Cyber Frog.
And then one of the other was
Tom
it Jim
King.
Lee?
It was
Tom King tried to cancel him.
Yep. Tom King, and it backfired at his face, and to a point where I was shocked, honestly, that Tom King apologized, because that's not like Tom King apologize. He always doubles that. The only reason I can imagine he apologized, I don't think he heard from Jim Lee. I think he heard from AT&T, aka obviously the company above these. That's the only reason I can imagine, because I don't get me wrong, I enjoy Jim Lee's art. I don't even know if Jim Lee knows what happens. I think the guy's just there nowadays as a name. I don't think he understands half of what's going on anymore. And maybe I'm wrong. He's more involved than I know. But if I had to guess, he had AT&T knocking on his door saying, "You need to fix this problem because you just made this company look bad." And I think only, like I said, I could be wrong.
The guy's life, right?
Yeah, maybe it could have been. Maybe for all I know, it could have been Jim Lee. I don't know. I don't see it. Jim Lee handling that problem, because I don't think Jim Lee is like Tom King. I don't think he's like him. Because he seems like he tries to stay out of it more, which is good. Also, I also feel because he stays out of it, it kind of makes him look a little weak. So I truly think it was AT&T who put the hammer on the nail and said, "You need to fix this."
Well, plus he was wrecking a guy's life too. Like Jay Lee, as I understand, wasn't on the the Twitters and social media. No idea.
He has a life,
and not that you shouldn't be able to draw a cover for someone anyway. But he didn't even know what was going on. And all these people are telling him. And to go after ruin a guy, it's horrendous tactics. I mean, it's not even like, oh, do let a person explain what they did. Not that they even should have to, but they go right for the jugular. And I keep hearing, cancel culture doesn't exist, and I laugh every time I hear that when I see someone else get, Adele, was Adele or Adelaide? I always make up Adele. Tease her name. Yep. So she was very proud to be a woman to win an award. I guess they combine the awards in Britain for male and female. So there's only one award. So she was getting in trouble for saying she was proud.
Can't say that.
So I'm like, what? I mean, come on, that's pretty innocuous. I mean, please, let's not take it too far. But the Mando has returned. But I think we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon, because I got a busy week, but I do want to play my Wesley video. This is a long one, so I went way overboard, but we should enjoy this before we head out, and it should be okay to play, I think so. Let's enjoy some Wesley crushing us, with a big thank you to Raquel for I reused a bunch of her clips in this.
Cadet asked you a question. Am I correct?
I choose not to answer, sir.
Choose not to answer. That answer was a lie.
I said the accident occurred after the loop. It did.
But a lie of omission is still a lie. Do you remember the first day you came aboard this ship? Your mother brought you on the bridge.
Yes, sir.
You even sat in my chair. I was annoyed. Presumptuous child playing on my ship. The first duty of every Starfleet officer is to the truth, whether it's scientific truth, or historical truth, or personal truth. It is the guiding principle on which Starfleet is based. Now, if you can't find it within yourself to stand up and tell the truth about what happened, you don't deserve to wear that uniform.
Captain.
Dismissed.
I wish she didn't have to go.
From you.
Oh, it never gets old.
That's
I can see him
great.
get slapped forever.
So someone, I can't remember, it was a Drop Bear, I think, posted. I think you didn't have enough slapping in that, so I told him I'd give him the slappy cut. But maybe I went overboard with that. After I watched, it's like, oh my god, it's almost too, because you stopped playing it, Mike, which I don't blame you.
I had to because I wasn't sure if I was playing too much.
Yeah, and I thought it was all right. Yeah, I didn't realize how long I'd made it because I just kept putting in more and more slapping. So hopefully, I had that up on my channel for the last few days, so it should be okay. I was worried about the copyright stuff, but it's it's broken up enough, I think. So as long as there's no Wesley Crusher lovers out there, I mean,
Too bad.
I think we had one person
triggered
who
a few
liked
of them.
Wesley. Yeah, but
I
God bless
triggered-
you if you like Wesley.
Triggered one night. We have, one of them came into the chat and
Yeah.
got pissed off at all the Wesley bashing. Boo hoo.
Yep.
We're not the show for you, buddy.
Nope. But if you love Wesley, you like Wesley, that's fine by me too. I mean,
Eric K loves Wesley, but we don't tell anybody on him.
You guys have the shrine together, right? You have the
Yeah,
Wesley shrine.
Eric K has a Wesley. He's always saying that about me. I'm finally my turn to get him back.
Oh my god!
If they put Wesley in there for preteen boys to admire, I have to tell you, as a preteen boy watching that show, I didn't even like Wesley back then. I'm like, I just want to see grown up shooting stuff. That's what I want to see.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was annoying then.
Totally annoying all the time.
I'm gonna put a poll question, and here we go. So let's see. Let's see how we answer this.
More slapping or less slapping?
Faster, harder.
Yeah, more. So here we go. Do you have a Wesley Crusher shrine? Let's see. Everyone's got to answer that. Yep. I
Oops, sorry, Eric.
There goes Eric.
It just slipped out.
just slipped out.
Oops.
Oh. Oh Lordy.
Oops, my bad, man.
So shin kicks, yeah.
Too bad they never did an episode where he's like getting the crap kicked out of him. Like, could you imagine playing that on a loop over and over? I mean,
Well, at least we got the mom slapping him too, which is a little less.
You got to get him
less fun.
stabbed in the back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Classic stuff. But all right, well, I think it's a good time to roll it up. So let's go around the horn, Mr. Scuba Pete. Do you have anything coming up or anything you want to
got
tell us about?
Toy hunt coming up on Chasing the 80s Toys. I believe that's going to drop not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
Great.
Nice.
So here's Chasing 80 Toys. You can catch that on that great channel there.
Nice.
And awesome having you tonight. Next time, if you could, bring a few more toys, though. I mean,
I'm sorry.
You don't have enough in your background there.
Yeah,
when
there's
you're
not enough
slapping
in there,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Do better.
Do better.
Do
Yeah.
better, Scuba.
And my buddy Nick Weiser. I know we got something cool coming up Tuesday, and you want to tell us what's the next few days?
Yeah, obviously Toxic Tuesday. We have Major League, which is going to be awesome. We'll have Gary from Pop Culture Minefield on, Tom from Midnight's Edge as well joining, and of course I have me yelling at Park Carbs, the comics division. I've got a few Hollywood rants, but done in the Macho Man voice coming out. Not Mickey Mouse this time. Macho Man voice coming out. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. I'll have Yeti Cast be doing some edits on that as well. So that will be cool. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. Of course, I do the Comic Shop Talk on Friday nights as well. And in the month of March, we'll be talking ASM 1 through 20. And of course, March 2nd, a little bit of a ways away. But me and Clobbering Times on his channel, we'll be talking Daredevil Born Again. And I cannot wait.
What day did you say? March 2nd or February? March 2nd, right?
Yes, March 2nd.
Okay.
But
Let's we missed it. We got time travel.
Yeah, time travel. But thanks for having me on, Mark. I appreciate you coming on here. And let's all have a good night, and let's all have a even better week. And hail to the chat, and good night, and good fight.
Thank you. And Mr. Pat S., what you got going on?
The only two big announcements that I have is that 24/7 Fusion Media, who I produce, is inching closer and closer to 700. He has his watch hours. So if you guys aren't subs, if you wouldn't mind, go and check him out. And then
and check that you're still subbed. I find that happens sometimes too.
Yeah, please. That's a great point, Mark. And then the second thing, which is almost as big, and I'm very proud of him, Brandon the anime guy, he's been killing it on Saturdays, has decided so that he's not competing against Arisa Chaos because she has a great show and it's established. And now Pop Culture Minefields has a show at noon Central Time on Saturdays. He is actually going to move his show back to the 11 o'clock hour. So that would be noon on your coast, Mark.
Okay.
So as to not compete with those people. And because we noticed, I was checking, a lot of people were going back and forth between.
Yeah, because I was looking too at like that around that time. There were like 6 shows that I wanted to.
Yeah, and then there's nothing the hour before. So Brandon really looked at it. And we did a little bit of research. We asked some people if they wouldn't mind, and we found that most people were excited about it because they weren't watching anything at 11 o'clock. So I think it can only help them out. So we're going to be sending out some tweets about that this week. So be on the lookout for it. Cool. And that's our 2 big things we got going this week.
Awesome. Thank you. Yep. So everyone's subbed to everyone on the panel here, and great Clobbering Times. I know you got a good show for, now it's for tonight on East Coast my time, but what do you got the next couple days, buddy?
Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk will be again for 2 weeks in a row at an earlier hour, this time 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The great Student Loki will be joining me for a review of we do it once a month, and we review a DC animated film once a month together. It'll be on my channel this time. It'll be the review of Justice League Doom, the animated film. Then, of course, after that stuff, we Wildcard Wednesday and Klobby's Clubhouse coming up at the usual 9 p.m. Central Standard Times for those, and start Saturday night Star Trek the week after that. And yes, a week from Wednesday night. Oh, by the way, before that, a week from Monday night, that will be the big Superman birthday celebration, because Superman's birthday is always, it's the 29th of February, but there is no 29th, so it'll be on the 28th on a Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it'll be celebrating the Super. And then March 2nd.
Yep.
Daredevil, Born Again, a Clobbering Times and 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser team up. Classic comics review of the masterpiece. Frank Miller and Dave Mazzucchelli's Daredevil Born Again.
Nice. That's a great
That's
run.
going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one.
Is that how many issues is that about? That's
it was 7 issues, but they were compiled into a trade. And it's I've just realized I didn't know how much fun it was going to be, but I'm having so much fun doing these classic comics reviews, and having fun doing one with you, Mark, recently, and you and I have another one planned. We're going to be doing Frank Miller's Wolverine miniseries soon. Well, Chris Claremont, Frank Miller's.
Yep.
So it's just a lot of fun reviewing these classic comics, man. That's what.
Yeah, because
talking about the good stuff.
Yeah, we knock some of the new stuff, but it's great to talk about these old classics, which is awesome. Yeah. So
yeah, buddy.
So I've been actually getting some videos out lately. So check, all my buds here. I'm sure you've watched them, but had a bunch of enabling videos. There's a new, where's my communicator? Oh, it's up on the back wall. But the communicator is actually for sale again. That was made by Juan Company. So it might cost you $180 if you're a huge Star Trek fan. Sorry, but yeah, check that out. That was it's been going on eBay for big bucks. So they just came out with a new batch, limited. Who knows if they said limited edition, but I don't know how many they are. But if you really want one, try to grab one. So I've actually been trying to do like a video a day lately. So get back in the groove, and I got to do one for this new Doctor Who ornament I just picked up.
Oh,
so,
my. Nice.
Yep. So I'm going to do a separate video on this, but I
greatness.
Just picked this up.
Tom Baker.
I always get, you always want to get the ornaments after, after the season because they're cheaper. So, yep, here's the great Doctor, fourth Doctor, Tom Baker.
My favorite Doctor. I love it. Oh, that's fantastic, dude. Greatness. Love it.
I almost don't want to put that in the box, keep it away for the year. Just put it on the desk. It's like,
that's amazing.
Oh, they hid they just feed them jelly bellies babies during the year. Yep. So.
Would you like a jelly baby?
That came out. Looks pretty good. So I'll do a quick.
Awesome. I'm the doctor. The definitive article.
I should try to do a YouTube short. I don't. You have to do that on your phone, Nick. I know you do those shorts.
I do them on my phone. You can do them from your desktop, laptop, computer. You can you can do them on there too.
Yeah, I might try to do one of those shorts.
What do you mean?
If Nick's eating chicken in a car, that's his phone.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's out of a Jolly Bee with a napkin in his shirt. That's a job. That's his phone.
What do you mean on your phone?
Well, because I think the YouTube shorts are, I don't know if they have to be vertical, or I got to read about it, but it's like a new, it reaches a different, they're trying to compete with the TikTok. So it's like a different category of video. So like, it's got to be under 60 seconds, I think. So, but try to get those views up. Yep. But no, it's fun. So I've been trying to do a bunch of reviews and toys and trying to get people to spend money. So I'm not the only one spending it. So you never have too many toys, right, Scuba? I just
That's
got,
right.
and I got to do a review of this one too. So I got my buddy Eric Masterson,
Nice.
Thunderstrike.
Yeah, Thunderstrike.
No, not many people know about him, but I always had
90s
stuff. Yep. So yeah, I think I violated my action figure moratorium a lot this year, unfortunately. So
you don't even have one, dude. I have one. You don't have one.
I had one for years and years and years.
I have one.
A lot this year. It's only February.
Got me in trouble.
You got like 10 more months, bro.
So, guys, it's been great having you guys here, and just want to say goodnight to
thanks for having us.
Monkey Jeebus,
Hi, dude.
the great Eric K, Courtney. Thank you for being here, and Dadman and Dadman Clan. Tim Hayes was here. Snortopoopus was here. Philbo was here. Let's see and the great Steve Mitchum. Yep, we're great to have Steve back on the panel and looking good and feeling better.
Yeah,
Kal-El was here. Pop Culture Republic. Let's see who else. I hate missing someone. I said Tim Hayes, I think. Mando Merck, of course. Yep, and thank you for sharing that awesome artwork, Mando. Very cool. Check out the Discord. It's posted in Pop Culture Republic. And let's see, who else am I missing? I think that's pretty much it. And if I forgot anyone, sorry. But yeah, really really appreciate everyone being here. It's just always enjoy hanging out with you guys and just shooting the bull. It's just like being in the comic book shop again and sharing all the geek stuff that we love. So let's get out of here with my favorite Blues Brothers outro. I'm going to put this on and have a great week, everyone, and good night.
Go home now. Bar's closed.
Go home. Bar's closed.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.